Warning: the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 4, Episode 31, The Family's Secret. Thank you so much for joining us. Now let's bring in our wonderful cast. We have Eldritch as Khan, the Bloody Rizzolo.
Always great to be here.
We have Shane as Umbromancer Zavid.
I'm ready to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of gum.
Elliot as Reese Guiltleaf, the Heartseeker.
Oh, my in-laws just got really weird.
And Ash as Queen Danny Arion.
I'm here on time this week, guys.
As always, I am Lumbee Bronzearm and will be your DM for today. Last time, Lux Et Umbra apparated to the second floor of Bloodrot Palace. Within the cramped teleportation room sat an open book and a massive iron key clearly to the front gate. Khan cut a hole in the glass case holding the key while Danny and Tesario decrypted the travel log. It contained directions and magic rituals to gain passage to the Maelstrom, of mysterious and dangerously chaotic plane of existence. Stepping into a small hallway, Zavid found carved statues, one of which was of a Nosferatu vampire drooling blood into a bowl. Reese, having studied up on undeath the night before, was only too eager to help discern its meaning. Without a moment to spare, Zavid and Reese realized the statue was enchanted to paralyze living creatures who entered the hallway, but the blood would heal undead when drank. Beyond the hallway, in a map-filled room, sat a large armored grave knight. At first confused by Zavid's brazenness at entering without warning, Master Yerrick was quick to interrogate him. However, using secrets told by the shadow of Minister Yukiko trapped within his staff Memento Mori, Zavid was able to convince Yerrick of the truth. Urgathoa had betrayed her and all undead kind. The plan of the Pallid Princess is to usurp Pharasma to be the last deity left in this universe and the first of the next, abandoning this world and all in it to extinction and ruin. Angered and hurt, War Master Yerrick agreed to help Lux Et Umbra by clearing out masses of Urgathoa's defensive forces from the palace. The floors rumbled, then slowly silenced as the skeletal armies marched out the front gate. Splitting the party again for a moment, Danny, Reese, and Tesariel formed up Elf Team 3 to attempt to free a banshee being held prisoner above the war room. Within was the shimmering spirit of a lovely elven woman staring wistfully out a window over Bloodrot Swamp. Having spent a century locked away in a tower herself, Queen Danny was in the unique position of knowing precisely how this banshee must feel. Instead of coming at her with spell and sword, Danny walked to her with love and understanding. The elven spirit introduced herself as Veltel from the tragic love tale Xander and Veltel. Urgathoa had kidnapped Veltel from Pharasma's boneyard, promising to reunite her with Xander if she would reveal the location of Nadiri, goddess of tragic love and suicide, and her palace of love eternal. Realizing her mistake, Veltel agreed to go with Lux Et Umbra to aid in the fight. On the floor below, Zavid, Khan, and Wasilka discovered a balcony up from which grew the spindly, curled branches of Elaipinaya, the tree native to the elf homeworld of Castravel. Knowing of Tesariel's work and failure on trying to invent a planetary tree stride spell, it was deduced that Urgathoa's forces are trying to recreate the ritual that brought the lost wizard here. Forming the party together once more, Lux Et Umbra looked further in. A room filled with filthy, rotten pillows, upon which sat disgusting, gaunt Nosferatu and their mortal thralls. A plan was quickly hatched. Khan whipped up a divine poison specifically tuned to curdle the blood of vampires and injected it into spare plasma fruit. Danny used her bardic magic to disguise herself as Tesariel, filthy and scarred. The greedy Nosferatu devoured the offered fruit without question. Scarcely having time to regret their gluttony, the vampires' eyes burst from their skulls as their thralls ran away in fear. Walking past an enchanted mirror, Zavid was given a glimpse of a possible future, one that made crystal clear in his mind what must happen. If Cabriri's plan comes to pass, Lux Et Umbra will fail. The god of ghouls must not be allowed to ascend. Behind a magically protected and sealed door lay a dilapidated church. Putting together the broken pieces, Khan found a statue to Sarenrae, and Zavid a scroll with the Dawnflower's prayer written upon it. As Danny recited the prayer they all knew so well from Demirius's morning's dance, the scroll and statue began to glow, hinting at a lost truth. A forgotten connection between Sarenrae, goddess of the sun, and Urgathoa, goddess of undeath. Being led by the necromantic tug of the spirits within Bloodrot, Zavid discovered a mausoleum covered in what Danny recognized as Castravelli carvings. Reese and Wasilka pushed aside the massive stone door to reveal 3 smashed sarcophagi and a single desiccated corpse. Through keen investigative work and precise usage of the talking corpse spell, the Pantheon of Galarian itself shook from what was discovered here. Urgathoa, the Pallid Princess, usurper of Eshtabai, and goddess of all undeath, was, in life, Urgathoa Evenheart, daughter to Archmage Talandia Adasteril, sister to Saint Danica Evenheart, and aunt to Queen Daniela Arion. And that's where we come in today. Yes, a lot of shit was revealed that happened last time, quite a bit, but this is where we come back, standing within the mausoleum of your family, Danny, that was prepared ahead of time for your mother, aunt, and grandparents. After having discovered this, what do you all do?
Such a
This
good
is
question.
This just got really weird.
Yep.
All right,
Looks
we're gonna do
David.
this. I'm gonna need to heal up. So I'm going to use Undeath's Blessing on myself and use one of my harms to get some health back.
All right, Infinity D100 plus 5 million, right? That's what
Right.
it is?
I am level 17. It's
So they're 9th level spells.
yes. So it's 90 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Just the plus 90 is so
D10s.
great.
So
145. Wow.
I'm back to full.
Yes, you are, good sir.
Afterwards, I have an unhealthy glow about me as if I'm radioactive, and I'm like, all right. And then, now that I've done that, after we bring this guy back, we can like do a 10-minute refocusing. I can get my focus points back, and
Definitely. So
I need to make some religion checks, and I
you
might
do.
need a
You
secondary
need
caster.
A secondary, 2 of them actually. You need a society and a medicine. So I know which one Reese is going to want, but who has the better medicine between Con and Danny?
I've got a 22.
22.
Let me see. I have a 23.
Okay, so we should probably have Danny to be the secondary caster. And yeah, Wasilka has a +2, and Tesario
So are we
has a
doing
+0,
these
has a
rolls?
+1. Yeah, publicly.
Public?
No aids, but you can have guidance. So Reese, you're a legendary. Okay, so that's a crit, so that's so Reese gives a +8. Danny, you're an expert, so that's a +4. So that's a +12. Zavid, you can give yourself guidance for a +13.
And then I add 4 because of my
That's right.
my feats. I've got Ritualist
So,
Dedication and
plus-
Macabre Virtuoso, so I'm a
That's a
+17 on this.
18.
18?
With your
Damn.
guidance.
Well, I added guidance as a
Oh,
+1.
you did?
That's why
So
it's odd.
17?
Yeah,
I
everything's
see.
even up to that point.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a DC 50 religion at a +17.
I know. Listen, I know normally it's in the tower to see if it, but we're gonna see
public.
it. So
Yeah, public.
I'll just do public here. On a nat 2, I got a 49, which I
Wow.
still think succeeds.
Oh,
No,
God.
you need one. You need
All right.
Oh,
Can
you
I-
could use your Gork and Mork ability, your blue wog power to roll an advantage.
Oh,
For a
yeah.
hero
Let's
point.
do that.
Or
Let's
not a
do
hero
that.
point. Focus point.
Let's do a focus point and save the hero points for
Then a
later.
+17. You just need a nat 3. That's all you need.
Oh,
That's
how's a
so much better.
66?
Fuck yeah.
Wow.
60.
Damn.
Oh, take a hero point. That is the first 60 in the game.
Yo.
I know this-
With help. Let's be
Still,
clear.
is with help. You know what? All
Specifically,
of you take a
if
hero point. For that, all
Reese
of you
didn't
take
give
it.
me +8, this would
That's
not
true.
have happened.
It
So
is
all
also
of you
true.
take a hero point for that, because that is the first
Yippee!
60 broken in the game.
Did we start with a hero point at the beginning of the session?
Yeah, so you can all have your
Okay.
two now.
Okay, cool.
That was awesome. So 66. What do you do to raise this guy?
So let me read something here, because Macabre Virtuoso is a very fun feat. Basically,
And I
it
will say
says
this is
any
not a
necromancer
resurrect.
can create zombies and skeletons, but you know the secrets behind creation is far more advanced. You learn to more create undead rituals. You can't teach these to anybody, but when acting as the primary caster, you can perform all undead rituals in 4 hours instead of 1 day. So, this is not a whole day long thing. This is a 4 hour thing. I'm gonna get a +2 bonus. We already added that. You can also perform the ritual without the aid of secondary caster, in which you have to attempt the secondary check. That's so if I want to do it by myself, I could, but I don't need to. So, with a very practiced hand, we lay the body out onto the middle of this. Can you open the map for me, by the way?
Yes, sorry.
And I, taking some of the stuff I have with me, like these like sort of mixture of salts and stuff, doing like a little circle. It's not even like a specific like hand-drawn perfect pentagram with runes. Like it doesn't even need to be that. It's just like some easy things to get this started, and then putting in the magic and sort of focusing on it. And after about 4 hours, it's a very boring looking process. You're not seeing like cool glowing magical energies. My shadow's not even really involved in the actual process of this ritual, but towards the end you see dark sigils crisscross the skin of this desiccated creature. You see the skin begin to fill in a little bit. Not so much. Is this a skeleton or is this a mummified undead? Like what kind of undead is this?
This is going to be, and I looked this up ahead of time. This is what is called a Sayabre, which is essentially the druid equivalent of a lich.
Okay.
Sayabre.
So are they more skeletal or are they more? Yeah.
They're more like the tight flesh kind of skeletal, or kind of
flesh that's is like that, like this hugs the skeletal
bone
frame.
Yeah.
So
Sayabre. Put it in Fantasy Grounds.
So this black sort of markings, almost like a tattoo that's spreading across the skin, leaving these sort of almost swirls and patterns and stuff that kind of leave the face alone for the most part, but they surround the jaw. And at the end of the ritual, there is a flash of light as he opens his eyes, and bright green comes out of the eyes and the mouth, and the tattoo goes from a pitch black down to a muted dark gray as it sort of settles into the skin. So he's got this sort of cool, almost like a full body tribal tattoo that leaves the face alone, and then his eyes just constantly are these mildly glowing green eyes.
And I will piggyback off of that. From the side of the walls, vines start to creep in from the outside as this is happening, and they form to the side of the corpse a long staff, which is gnarled and curved at the top. And the vines reach out to the left side of his body, where once there was no arm. The left arm was cut off at the shoulder, and the vines grow out long, forming a new arm. And before you lies a new awakened Sayabre.
Can I ask for something in like as a retcon sort of?
Yeah, sure.
I had the 2 secondary casters. I know you're not supposed to have a 3rd caster, but I was wondering if Danny, as this is her grandfather, I was wondering if her voice could try to call to his soul to come back to this body. If she wanted to try to do some sort of aid to add a little more to this role, maybe we could get it.
She was one of the
She was the one of the
casters,
secondaries.
yeah.
It was Khan that sat out. Khan could do
Khan
something.
sat out. Oh, I thought Khan did the medicine check. I'm sorry.
No,
Never mind that.
Danny did because it was 1 heart. But I like where you're going with that. If you can get a 4 to get that up to a 70 with Khan doing something, I'll say yes.
Okay.
No extra hero points, but I'll let that happen
I
if
think
she can get it up to a
Arcana,
70.
because this is a lich, right? We want to
Yeah,
preserve the magic
essentially
of
a
the
lich.
body. Yeah.
Hell yeah!
So Khan, you need, what are you, legendary or master?
Master.
So if you regular
You would need to
succeed-
critical succeed.
You need to critical, so you need a 25, which I think is nothing for you, right?
I have a plus 30 already.
Yeah, you need to just not roll a 1. 48. So, that's gonna bump that up technically to a 72.
Do we want to get another hero point for that?
He already said no extra
No extra hero
points.
point, but I'm
Alright.
letting you bring his soul back.
Okay.
72,
this is-
that's
God damn.
unbelievable.
Because I realized that this is such a powerful caster that if I were to do a normal undead, his animating spirit would come back. It would be him, but it wouldn't be fully him. He'd still have 1 foot at Pharasma's door, you know what I mean?
Right.
Whereas doing it this way, he'll be more like Ma'at. Like he'll be actually here
Yes.
present with us.
100%.
Grandma's gonna lose her mind.
Oh my god, right?
Yeah, she is. And as the eyes flash open, he sits up, looks around. You can hear his neck creak. He looks to both of you and he says, I know your face. Talandia? What happened to your hair?
Oh! Oh no! No, Grandpa? Grandpa?
This is your granddaughter, sir.
Um,
I say this in Elvish.
And yes, he's speaking in Elvish. I should have said that, but he says, Granddaughter? Where am I?
Oh, do you really want to know? Or do you want an answer that'll make you feel better?
The truth is always what should win out at the end of the day.
Can
You
I
are
just-
in the plane of Abaddon. But this crypt is your crypt. It was moved here by your daughter, the one that has fallen from grace, Urgathoa.
So yeah,
Yes.
Auntie Uga wasn't very nice.
No.
However,
My
though she has
daughter
made
is
it,
the reason for my death.
it seems
I'm
that she has
remembering
left you here undisturbed. However, part of her wishes it hadn't gone how it had gone. I think she is not just keeping you as a trophy as much as she is keeping you as a memento of the past, something to remind her of what she's lost. Even evil gods have selfish wants, like these.
I
But
see.
we are not here to talk about making amends with her. We have brought you back because, one, this is your granddaughter. She wants to talk to you. And two, we are here to take Urgathoa down once and for all.
My granddaughter. Pardon my confusion. Clearly I have been dead for a while now. But
Grandma's still alive though. She's still kicking.
my beloved,
Well-
Talandia, truly.
She did a time jump, a little bit of a future.
The spell worked? Goodness!
Yes.
What year is it? When am I?
I fill him in.
Okay.
Is a brochure. It's in common. Do you read common? If not, we'll translate.
28,000 years.
She's that old?
For these astronomical charts your friend here has given me, yes, it is
Well,
that long.
like I said, she's not physically that old. She's not aged nearly as much. The spell worked. In fact, Danny, you wouldn't be here if it didn't. The siblings, the other grandchildren, the other three, they are alive. They've gone through some rough times. The forces of evil have worked against your family quite well.
Yes.
Danny's one of the lucky ones. All that happened to her was she was locked away in a tower.
For 100
Another
years.
sibling was running away on a magic turtle in a desert. Another sibling was
A slave.
captured by some orcs and made into slave advisor. And then another one was the worst, was sort of half demon, half elf tiefling creature.
And he's lost his mind. But he's still good.
And I'm
Unfortunately.
marrying
There-
your one of your grandsons.
Slave boyfriend.
Yes.
Mike and I. Mike
So
and I.
great. He reaches a hand out. So pleased to finally meet you.
Well, nice to meet you as well, my boy, and wonderful to meet you, Daniela. I'm sorry, who are you who are so skilled in the ways of magics to bring me back from so far?
So, yeah, sorry for this overwhelming wake-up call. I'm Zavid. This is Khan the Bloody, as she is sometimes called, for
As
her
I am often
skills.
called, you know.
For her skills in assassination, but also she's much more skilled in other ways. She's helped me bring your soul back to you with her
All of us
knowledge of
did,
the
yeah.
arcane.
Yes.
Yes.
I can sense the touch of divine upon you, Con. There's power behind those eyes.
And I don't know if you've met her, but come on in, Tessariel. Tessariel, come on. Bring us Tessariel in here. You might have heard of Tessariel. She's a pretty famous magician in our time.
Do not know if I have, but it is wonderful to meet all of you. And I know I must apologize for anything and everything that my daughter Agathoa has done. She fell from grace. It was not a pretty picture, but onward. It is my burden to bear whatever her sins. Any way I can help you, I will.
Here's the situation. She has split her shadow off of her own body. It is called the living void?
Light's void.
Light's void. It is called Light's void. It is something we must deal with. We have a way of dealing with it. We are especially prepared for that. She is now within the maelstrom, trying to parlay with another goddess. I forgot her name.
Nadiri.
Nadiri may just join her given enough time, but we are not going to give her the time to make the decision. We are going to defeat and take the chateau, and then we are going to rendezvous at the lowest level of the Nine Hells to meet with Asmodeus himself, for we have business. We need the weapon he used to kill his brother in order to slay Ergothoa. And also, we think he owes us for the shit that we've already done with him. So we're going in with a pretty good track record of helping out his agenda. Afterwards, we're hoping for one last favor, that he can send us to where Ergothoa is for a final confrontation, but after we rest up.
All of you are extraordinarily powerful.
We are just well prepared. We've had a lot of time to come up with a plan. If it weren't for that, we would not be nearly as ready or able to do this.
Mm-hmm.
But I asked for your permission, or at least your corpse. Your essentially what you would have said should you have still been alive. Your permission about coming back from the dead. You gave it, so I assumed that this was an okay process. So at least temporarily, if you want to stay here, you can. But if you at any point want to relinquish your life force and rejoin Pharasma in the Boneyard, you may do so. You just need to talk to me, and I will undo the ritual.
I do feel quite powerful at the moment, but there's much wrong to be righted. We'll cross that bridge when I come to it, as they say.
Would you like to talk to Grandma now, or would you like to surprise her and
Oh dear,
when we go back home?
Perhaps when we go back home, so I can clean up a bit.
I have a question. We had a person like who was from the Osirian kingdom, like way ancient times.
Amon-Da. You gave that to Talandia.
Okay, Talandia has Amon-Da now.
Talandia has Amon-Da. Yeah.
So that makes sense. I would have given her to her the person she knows. So I was gonna say if we still had that, I'd have her like see him. But
you could mention it. But yeah, you don't have her.
I'll mention just briefly. We'll walk and talk.
Yeah,
I'll mention some of our adventures. We can
room.
talk about I think things we might want to talk about is Ma'at, Amon-Da, the adventures in Osirian, and our revelations about Castrovel and ancient Assyriani, along with ancient Castroveli. Like we've been uncovering these old languages.
When you say Osirian, he speaks up and says, Assyrian. I know that name. That's Jarek, King Jarek. Jarek Assyrian. He was one of Talandia and Danica's traveling adventuring companions. They were adventurers, you see, if you did not know this. Dani, your mother, Danica, and your grandmother, Talandia, were part of the Weave Wanderers? Whisperers? Shit, what did I say? I have it written down. The Weave Watchers. The Weave Watchers. They were a group of adventurers trying to save the world, much like yourself, actually. But Jarek, he was also among their number, King Jarek Assyrian. And I believe you said you have the whispers of Amon-Da. She was King Jarek's Kingsguard. They were the Weave Watchers.
Yes, I didn't know any of that.
Danica and Talandia.
But we have done a bit of adventuring in the kingdom named after your friend Jarek here, and it is we've uncovered a lot. It's how we even know of the existence of certain things. The reason we're here, if it wasn't for that adventure, we could not have made it this far.
The good news.
Yes, we talk about your dad too, because he's a big player in this.
Oh yeah.
Indeed. Yeah, and I'm moving stuff. So as you're walking through, you get to this hallway, and Hierophant Caspian doesn't know this place at all, so he can't really help navigate, but I'll open this. This long hallway is lined with broken crates and torn, rotten red carpets. A large round room is flanked by the hallways and has a double door leading to an outside balcony, which is where you currently are. In the center of the room is a stone statue of a winged humanoid surrounded by a glowing stone fence humming with magic. To the west is a long hallway ending at a spiral staircase seemingly to a separate spire. And that's what's far to the west.
That's this over here, right?
No, way further west. I will circle it. Drawing mode, this guy. Up there.
Oh, okay, got it.
That hallway connects to that. And this stairway does go up to a new floor as well.
Okay. And we know that this area here was trapped, or
which one?
This still black room.
No, it's just a door. It's just to the right of where Tsario
the crumbled.
There's a door there.
Okay, all right. Sorry, not to jump ahead. Just trying to figure out.
You're good.
You've got a lot revealed here. So this statue that's protected by this barrier, what does it look like again?
It is a stone statue of a winged angel.
Okay. Should we make a check to recognize the angel, or does it have a plaque or something?
Definitely religion. There is a plaque. It's written in Celestial, and it says.
I don't think I speak Celestial.
I think someone does. Let me double check.
I believe that's
Pretty sure. I
Reese
thought that
might.
was what's his face.
Oh.
Hold on.
Danny might.
I feel like somebody gave me Celestial, or somebody
Yeah,
gave somebody
you
Celestial.
do, Danny. Danny speaks Celestial. I think you got that ages ago, like level 5 or 6.
I feel like there was a big reveal because of it.
Yeah.
Something happened.
So roll. Oh, let me see. I can change the
It
DC.
also can help with the language.
Yeah.
With
But-
hiding rituals.
Danny, you see beneath it, it says in Celestial, Melek Tauz, the peacock angel, stolen from heaven, placed on my mantle.
Is this an angel? Like, just in?
Roll religion checks in the tab. Publicly is fine. You're looking for a DC 40.
With the name, does that lower the DC if we know the name?
Sure. Let's lower that to a 36. Why not?
I don't have religion, so that's not good.
But it helps you can read Celestial. Ooh, that's a crit from Zavid.
Ooh.
So, Zavid, you've absolutely heard of Melek Tauz, this peacock angel. He was previously the leader upon in the Lord of the Palace of... he's the Lord of the Palace of Melek Tauz, which is upon the Celestial Mountain, which is in the 6th tier of heaven, which is called Ayudica. And you also know with that crit... you would know this. That he was thought slain in a war between heaven and... not necessarily hell, but like evil powers. And he was supposedly slain by Juriel, the rider of war, with his own greatsword, Lamentation of the Faithless. You would know all of that with that roll.
So, do I know that this is his corpse petrified to a statue, or...
You could probably deduce that, because it doesn't say, like, here lies. It says it sounds kind of like it's a treasure.
Lord of the Palace of Melek Tauz upon the Celestial Mountain in the 6th tier of heaven, Ayudica.
Basically, he's the ruler of the 6th tier of heaven. Heaven is a giant mountain in Pathfinder. I don't know if I'd ever said that. It's one giant mountain.
The same in it's Mount Celestia in D&D.
Yeah.
It's always a mountain. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is the ruler of the 6th tier of heaven.
Okay. Can I examine the barrier? Is this
That would be arcana checks. Anybody?
I will aid
Public.
Khan examining the barrier if she wants to.
So you roll public arcana. You need a 15 or a 20.
I will give guidance.
Righto. So you're trained. So that's a 2. That's 2 from Reese as well. 4, 5. Con, and you need a 40.
Okay. 5 or higher.
Nice.
Nice.
50. That is a
Very
perfect
good.
crit. So, Con, you recognize that's no problem. This is just an electric barrier. It's literally like an electric fence. If you could somehow interrupt the flow of electricity, Reese, you're wearing armor that's immune to electricity damage. You might be able to stop the flow of electricity.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah. She's good.
Yeah, what do you
She's
say?
gonna say, please, come over here. Check this out.
Yep. And he,
And then she's gonna shove him
his way
into the
over.
electric fence.
Yeah.
Oh! God, what the fuck was that about? Pardon my language, I mean...
You're fine, aren't you?
Yeah? That... Oh.
I'm hiding behind like the door because I'm afraid if this thing immediately comes back to life or something, then I'm like scared of what might happen. But I think
The electric fence completely shorted out, but nothing beyond that has happened.
Cool, yeah, no,
Okay.
I'm in one piece, I'm alive, yeah. You do have a point.
One
Reese,
Piece,
thank
isn't
you.
that David's favorite play?
Oh, the pirating one, yeah.
Reese and I have been meaning to go see it live at the in Absalom, but
Yeah,
we just
yeah.
haven't gotten tickets yet.
It has to be the older season of the play though, because any newer information is going to go over my head.
Why don't you
So-
just, like name drop people and then they might be able to just like get you in, like you know
Oh,
my
this is
grandma.
fine.
Yeah. We might have to use the Talandia's name.
I'd like to examine the statue to see if this is
Occultism.
medical, if this is to get the idea of what's
Occult
happening
or
here.
medicine, either one is fine. Your choice, if you want to check the physical or the magical.
I probably should have done that in the tower, but yeah.
Then, no, it's fine. Then do a medicine as well, since you just got really bad on that occultism.
All right,
Uh-oh.
I'm actually better. I'm better at that.
Oh Jesus!
No-
Never
oh,
mind.
that was Reese. Okay, so you hit the DC.
37 medicine.
You broke the DC by 1 on the medicine check. So yeah, you've seen this before in the deserts of Assyrian when you brought back Reese's tiger, Khan's devil mice or devil rats, and your giant spider.
Oh yeah, how did we bring them back? Do you remember?
Stone to flesh. It is a cleric spell that you have.
Stone
let
to
me
flesh.
see what level it is.
I definitely didn't have that prepped, so I would have to appeal to you to let me spend time prepping it.
Sixth.
Yeah, I have a slot for it.
You have time. You would take the time to refocus here, and I'll let you
Yeah.
swap out a spell for that.
Okay, I will swap out.
Flesh to stone. So yeah, anyone else, if you have
Yeah.
used a hero point, or not a hero point, a focus point, or if you need to do medicine to patch yourselves up, now's the time. Like Danny or Con, are you missing any hit points? No? Okay.
Nope.
Don't
Okay.
think. Solania, no. Ahsoka, no. Cool. Yeah.
Uh, I look over to all undead. I say, undead creatures, I need you to be out of sight. You will maybe offend this creature when it comes back. It may immediately believe you are enemies. Holier than thou looking creatures. I look over, the only one I can really think of is like Reese and Tessariel are the most good looking creatures among us. I'm like, you two, here, you're gonna be
Oh,
needed
okay.
just to look nice. I would say Danny if she wasn't a vampire.
I hide behind
Yep.
the door.
Yeah.
I put you in this
What you
hallway
said-
over here.
Once you said all undead creatures, I'm like, fine, I'll go to the back.
Tasariel's a pretty elf as well. She can come in and help.
Yep.
That's what I was saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Who speaks Celestial again?
Danny. But you
But-
you can do
Reese can help.
yeah,
Speak
Reese can help
baby.
with that.
Reese can speak baby celestial.
I
Or
will need
whatever
a
the fuck is it.
society check from you, Reese. DC of 40 publicly.
Oh.
I have a
What
better
if-
idea.
Hmm?
I have well, not better than you doing a society check. I'm just mean like
Oh.
instead of having to go through like
Mm-hmm.
all right. I don't want to steal an opportunity from you to practice a language. Like in real life, I always think that's a great way, but this is also like a minor deity type creature, and we only get one shot to make a good impression. So I was thinking I'll just do Mork's condescend into the room over and do a video call with Danny, so Danny can talk to them without being in their presence,
There
and
you
we
go.
can gauge whether or not they're friendly to undead that mean them no harm, and then maybe Danny can come in.
I have
Yeah.
one other thing.
Hmm.
What if I was just listening in, and
Yeah,
I
do
was
the- in your
sending sending message to what they're saying?
You could just be a translator in the ear.
Yeah.
Ooh, you could.
Like at the
oh,
UN.
so Reese, you could do the talking, and you know enough Celestial that when they're talking and you're relaying it back to, or she's listening and hearing it, she just is feeding you what to say, and you'll kind of understand it and be able to pronounce the words and everything in Celestial.
Yeah, let's
The one thing I
definitely
need
do
to
that.
know about this before you do it is, Zavid, what do you do? How is this different? Because, normally you do this for Mork's condescend, and what is, because you're
Well,
picking up the speaker from him and putting it in.
Well, if I do this, I could do like video call, right? We've done that before.
That's video call.
But I don't need to do that if she's just listening in and then casting message to feed Reese lines. So she's already hearing, so we don't have to tell Danny anything. And then
I
Danny
see.
is just messaging
Oh, I see.
Reese what to say. And Reese knows enough Celestia that Reese can pronounce the words correctly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds good to me.
So we'll
This is
just
a
do
good
that.
plan.
It'll be cantrip time for that.
Cantrip time.
All right, I will walk up, and I hesitate. You guys see me visibly hesitating. I'm looking up this giant angel thing. Does it have like a lion's head? Because this statue looks like a lion.
No, the
or something?
statue on the map is not correct. I
I
couldn't
like
find
the idea
something,
that it is an angel, but with just a fucking lion's head. I'm just like,
That
oh,
would be
fucking
sweet.
God.
but no, it is not that. It is an angel with many feathers.
Okay. Do they look like a cool guy? Do they
They
look
do.
pissed off?
They look like the kind of guy that you're gonna have to hold Danny and Reese back.
Oh.
Oh,
I was like,
man.
he's gonna be that much of an asshole? No,
No.
I see what you
No.
mean now.
No.
No, he's on.
Oh, he's hot.
Okay. I think we
I am
can
a
see
married
it,
woman, sir.
but I'll
I'm
look over
not-
to Reese. I'd be like, Reese, we need to focus on the task at hand. Now, Danny's in another room, so Danny's not going to be looking at the guy, so that's actually a benefit to us.
Right.
Just focus on the things Danny's saying.
Yeah.
If you throw in flirts and it doesn't go well, we could all pay the price. I know you're really good at it. I'm just saying, don't try it unless you are 110% positive it will be received well, all right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying don't put our lives at risk to do it. That's all.
Very good assessment.
That's, yeah. So I'm basically like, please just be careful. I bring the
Don't
back
get
and
us
just like,
killed.
damn! Just like, oh, come on, Reese.
Ooh.
So I do stone to flesh, and sort of a dark shadow passes over the entirety of the thing and becomes black, and then stone outer shell casing just starts breaking off of this creature, and then I go back to stand with Khan and let Reese do the talking here.
Light shines through the cracks in the stone as chunks fall off like a candy coating, and before you is the glorious glowing visage of an actual archangel, blue and purple wings,
Oh.
a tattoo of a peacock across his chest and arm, barefoot but peacock feathers coming from his lower back, blue hair, and a yellow ripped bandana tied to his head. He says in Celestial, which to all of you sounds like a chorus singing through wind chimes, "Be not afraid. Why have I been brought back? Where am I? Who are you, mortals?"
I am very much not afraid. And what am I basically telling him above table?
This is, hey, I don't understand what he's saying. This is you.
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes,
Oh,
I grab
wait,
the
wait,
wheel a
why
lot of the
did
times.
we-
I
Why
don't
did
want to
we
grab the
bring
wheels
him
right now.
back? Why didn't
It's an
we bring
angel.
it back? Oh, it's an angel. Just to have
We're
another.
fucking up everything Urgathoa ever did, right? So
Okay,
we're
okay,
just
okay.
bringing back people.
All right.
But I
this
mean,
gives me...
I'll let you
all right.
figure out
Releasing
what you wanna
prisoners and stuff.
Sweet. Awesome. Okay.
Just don't tell them about my undead, all right? Just.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Right. So, here's it. Oh, yes. So, long story short, my name's Reese. How are you? You are very beautiful. May I say?
All days are effulgent days when Meliktaus is present.
I couldn't agree more. Now, me and a few friends have decided to rescue you from Urgathoa's entrapment.
It looks around and he says, "Oh yes, now I remember. The battlefield. Juriel, the rider of war. Urgathoa stole my blade. Juriel struck me down with it. I see. Well then, it seems like I have unfinished business with the Pallid Princess, yes?"
What did they say?
Yeah, Reese, you can take a second to talk to Khan and Zavid.
I ask that, and the guy looks at me, and I shrink away and like behind the banister and get scared.
Would I just be able to tell, like, Zavid, since he's probably near me enough, like, this is what he's saying? Like, as I'm
You could be
feeding, like,
Yeah,
Messaging.
you can feed it to us too, so I don't interrupt. That makes sense.
so I'm feeding everything to you.
Well, that is fantastic because us two are looking to thwart any plans and anything that she has done to make life difficult for you, for others, and the sake of the world. She has only gotten worse over time.
He reaches down his hand, touches your forehead, and for a moment you recall all of your adventures with Lux Et Umbra all at once. He pulls his hand away and says, "Thank you, Reese. That'll be all."
Does he say that in common?
Yes. And then he says, "Juriel's domain is but a short flight this way, if I remember my geography correctly. I'll be right back." The flap of his wings, he shoots past all of you, and into...
Do I have a stone with a bunch of angels in it or something?
You have a stone with an angel in it.
A single angel.
Sapphire. You could do something right now. You have a moment.
I say, wait, before you go.
This is
say,
Zavid.
Hello, yes,
child.
you saw me, I think, in a memory, because suddenly
Yes.
he touches her head and you could speak common.
Umbromancer of Cabriri.
Yes, that's my current occupation. I'm, might not stay that way. We'll see.
I am
So
not
look.
Sarenrae.
Look, there's a river of angels trapped here in Abaddon, and I was able to put one out and put their soul into this black sapphire. I've nicknamed them Sapphire. You may want to have some backup. Going alone, even against an old enemy that you're catching by surprise, you could injure or hurt yourself. Having someone who might aid you would be good, and I'm sure they would like to have an angel to fight alongside.
Thank you. Yes, I will take this back up. Now, I have business with the Rider of War. See you all soon in the throne room. He flaps hard, shoots past you and up across this balcony, up into the sky, and out of sight.
Danny runs over to Reese. Was he hot? He sounded really hot.
I collapse on
my
the ground.
Yeah, I told him he was beautiful.
Just
and he
nodding,
said every day
he was
is
hot.
beautiful.
He was really hot.
Every
Yeah,
day
I'll
is
go over
beautiful
to
when he's
comfort him.
around.
Thank you.
He was unmistakably beautiful. He had blue hair and pronouns.
That's funny.
You know, a lot of
I-
times I go out of my way to try and find not hot art for this game, but I couldn't pass that
It's
up.
hard. It's really
it's
hard,
hard
yeah.
sometimes, but like
People
this was
want
what-
everyone to be hot, and I'm like, give
This
me a
was-
nice, give me
Yeah.
a nice, like conventionally ugly person to give like a heart of gold to. 'cause those
However,
are
this
so
was
fun.
literally the peacock angel. I was like, he's got
That makes
hot.
sense.
I need to
That
throw
makes
him a
sense.
bone. Every once in a while, I gotta throw you guys a bone and give you a hot one.
Thank you
I
for giving
kinda-
us all a bone.
Yeah, there you go.
I look over to Khan. I'm just like, it took every bit of my willpower not to hide behind you like a scared child. Like, it was very difficult.
Just
But you were
frighteningly beautiful.
incredibly brave. Good for you, good for you.
Well,
'Cause
it
as
helped
we-
that he didn't seem like a Serenray type. He seemed kind of chill until he talked about that guy that trapped him here. But anyway, I might need. I need to find a restroom. I'll be back. And then in real life, I gotta go
Okay.
deal with my daughter, so I'll be gone for like 15 minutes.
Sure, no
Yeah.
problemo.
You want to take a break at this point?
Yeah, we could do a quick break.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, let's do that.
Short intermission, and
I've
then-
got a baby with me, so you know.
You do. So we will take a quick short break, 10-15 minutes or so. We'll be right back. Hope everyone will join us then. See you shortly.
See ya.
Hi everyone.
Hey, we're back. Thanks for joining us. Back from our intermission. When last we left off, Lux Et Umbra had raised the corpse of Danny's grandfather, Hierophant Caspian Evenheart, and they had Zavid had released Melik Tauz, the peacock angel, from his stony prison within the Palace of Bloodrot. And yes, this is where we came in. The angel has just zoomed away, and Khan was helping ease Zavid's fears, because as we found out earlier this season, Zavid's biggest fear is angels.
So
Flash.
at the sort of wrap up of this, sort of he goes off to do his thing. Back, hiding, cooperating with plan hide the undead from the angel. Seems like this one doesn't really care about us having undead rolling with us, so we should all be safe. If it's not lying, but they're not known to do that.
That's good to know. Thanks for hiding
They
us all
can also
safe.
see I broke out in a cold sweat. I look like I just saw a ghost.
You're paler,
And not,
gray.
yeah, and not the banshee that we made friends with, but like, you know, I'm like dabbing my forehead.
You
just
look
trying to,
like you saw a me.
I don't care for angels. They are, well, I find them to be a bit pretentious and unnaturally perfect, or at least perfect in their mind. Nothing should be perfect, and the fact that they hold us, living creatures, to their standards is foolhardy and stupid. We are not perfect. Demanding all of us to be perfect like them is, I find that annoying. But also, they are very powerful creatures, and if they think that your resistance to them is a sign of evil, they're really not afraid to use a sword or something to hurt
smite
you.
you.
So, at least, to be fair, I have not had much experience with angels. This is maybe an indoctrination from when I was in the cult. But all study on angels since leaving the cult has sort of corroborated my suspicions. And then talking with Demirius and the whole Serenray thing, I don't know. Maybe it might be just her angels are like that. I don't know. But you saw that guy. Well, I looked to recently. You saw that guy. He was
Yeah, he was
shirtless.
perfect.
He was so hot you could fry an egg on his abs.
It's
Like-
true. It's
And that's
really
not
true.
normal. You shouldn't
I
look like
didn't
that after being petrified for
You-
like 10,000 years. You
You
should.
could shred a block of cheese on his abs, yes.
I
It's
didn't
not.
see him.
Oh, you
Tasariel will
trust
pull up
me.
a minor illusion to show you what he looked like.
Oh my god, he was beautiful.
Absolutely.
That's
Like,
my
I don't
problem.
think I would be able to, like, marry him like marrying your brother, but, like, I would have a
My
good
brother
time.
is not hot. My brother is crazy.
No,
Show
no!
me.
Not your... You have more
You have
than
two
one
brothers,
brother.
remember?
I thought they're both crazy for a moment.
No,
I mean, to her-
Mythanar
to her
is- Mythanar sounds a little crazy right now because he hung out with the Squirt Bros or whatever
Yeah,
they
he's
are.
dude going through a phase.
She thinks both of her brothers are crazy.
Oh, well.
I think they're both crazy.
One
I
is
mean,
a
one's
surfer,
crazier
and one
than
is
the
a
other.
conspiracy theorist. They've turned into regular brothers at this
Yeah,
point.
pretty much.
Like normal brothers you could have in real
If they're
life.
not two nerds, they're that. So.
Precisely.
At least they're not alpha bros, though. I mean, you know, that could
wow.
be worst case scenario.
That's true.
I'll say, listen, if you show me an angel that is, by society standards, conventionally ugly, right? I'm talking like very overweight, big nose, giant ears, tiny little beady eyes, snaggle teeth, maybe bad oral hygiene, flock of seagulls haircut, and that's an angel. I might respect angels if I can see an angel that looks like that. Because
I feel like there is one like out there. I feel like
Show
I've
me.
read about one. I can't remember.
when we get out
but I
of the
will
battle,
find
when
it.
we kill Argathoa, I want you to show me an angel that looks like that. Because
will
I
go-
bet you it doesn't exist.
I will take you to the tower and I will and find the book and show you.
And alien-looking angels with like eyes on their wings and shit like that, that doesn't count. That's more alien. I'm talking, they look like a person with wings, but they're like, you know, they look like they've been living in their mother's basement for, 200 years. I want someone who's not conventionally attractive. Not supermodels. If I see that, I might change my tune about angels. But they never, because they can kind of choose what they look like, right? They never look like that, because they know, oh, mortals don't like this. Mortals don't think this is pretty. They always want to look pretty to us, because that's what they think is supposed to be our... They pick the beauty standards based on what they think we want.
David, you're very,
I'm
very
like-
passionate about this.
You see, you kind of look Zavid up and down again. You remember he's this gangly, like hunchback dude with like kind of pointed teeth. They're also a little crooked and stuff, and he's got this like gaunt face, and he's just like, they just want us to stay ugly. They're like, okay, all right, Zavid. All right, chill,
Calm
dude.
down, bud.
Very
Yeah.
passionate about this, David.
But
No,
the-
there is something, and I will show it to you when we get back. Let's move on.
He like calms us. All right, whatever. Look, there's
The
one
door
more
at the
door we haven't looked at.
eastern, yeah, the door at the eastern hallway there, where everyone is hiding, opens. It is not unlocked, or it's not locked. It opens up into the base of this tower. Is a round room with a hallway leading out towards the south and the west. At the base of the stairs floats a black orb about 3 feet off the ground, glowing with green wisps of energy. We'll need either a DC 40 religion or a DC 36 undeath lore.
We can help you with the undead.
Yeah, Reese, roll one publicly, 15 or 25 to aid.
Did not have that.
Okay, that's an aid, you're trained, so that's a 2 with 3 for guidance. Zavid, you need a DC of 36.
All right. 3 from guidance.
Yep, 3 from
An
Reese
aid.
and 1. 3, yep, guidance and aid.
Got it. All right, here we go.
Oh!
Ooh,
that
Did
was
you see how that
I
almost
did.
the
that
one?
was
That was
a one.
I did
crazy.
see that.
Oh, nice.
1 to a 19 for a 48. That is more than a critical. So you recognize that this is an orb of undead scrying. If any living creature touches this thing, see, I'm only telling you this because you got a crit. If any living creature touches that, they have to make a DC 40 Fortitude save, or they will become drained 2 or 4 on a critical failure, even 1 on a success. However, if an undead or someone under the effect of Undeath's Blessing touches that, they'll be able to see through the eyes of undead. You're not
Any
sure if the
undead?
rate. Any undead in Abaddon.
Ooh.
Do you have to know the undead, or can you fish for one?
No,
Can
you can
like
kind
look
of
for an
fish.
undead?
You can kind of fish for it.
I looked at everyone. I say, all right, people, living people especially, do not touch the orb. It will fuck you up. Undead people could touch the orb. However, it is a tool, and I wanted to touch it first. And I put Undeath's Blessing on me, and I go up to it.
You touch it, and with that crit, you can basically decide what happens. You cleared the DC by 12.
I know the general direction where the living shadow, or light's shadow, or light's void
Yes.
is,
Light's
right? I have a feeling light's void's not going to fight us alone, and probably has undead with them. I want to locate a grunt, an undead that is not important, but is in the vicinity of light's void, and I want to get a lay of the land. I want to know what this room looks like. I want to get some intel.
Okay. Let's see. Is that an undead? Yes, it is. So, I can share the image of this thing, because you've seen these before, so I don't mind sharing this. You have seen these in the castle of Karatz, your old cult leader in Assyrian. These were the guards that were wandering around, that you were all completely invisible and inside of Zavid's shadow. So these things didn't see you at all. You didn't have to fight any of them. You completely passed by them. But you can see, you're seeing through the eyes of one of these things. And you're looking around, and you can see you're in a throne room. There are several sets of stairs. There's a balcony above, a large throne on which sits a beautiful, pale, ashen gray woman. But on the landing of the stairs, you see, let's see, how many? Sorry, Fantasy Friends, being a little bit laggy. Oh, I can show you this because you've also seen these. On the landing in between the front door and the throne, you see 3 war daemons, the kind that hatched and at the gates of Abaddon, that you had when you first experienced the dark silver weapons, Khan, when you got stabbed and the wound didn't really heal.
Yeah.
You see 3 of these in the throne room, Zavid.
I'm relaying everything I see to everybody, so they all know the score.
Those are the only images I'm showing you. But you see Light's Void. She's a massive, beautiful woman.
She doesn't appear to be a shadow. She's maybe glamored to look like the real Urgatha.
That could be potentially, yes.
Okay.
But she is very pale, gray, black, shadowy.
And does she like decay below the rib cage and become undead
She's
like
wearing,
a skeleton?
she's wearing a sort of skirt, I believe. Let me double check my art. Again, I don't want to share it just yet because not everyone.
Or yeah, maybe because she has the choice to make the shadow look like anything.
Okay.
She makes it look like she's alive.
She's wearing a dress that is an extremely deep V. The V goes beneath her belly button, so it's like the deepest of V's, but it's a dress, so you don't actually see her legs. But you know that Urgathoa is generally represented as being skeletal from the waist down, but you cannot see her from the waist down.
I've also never seen her in person, so I don't know if that's just a representation she
Also true.
pushes on people, or if that's just, yeah. I describe her, I'm like, I mean, she's made her shadow look very sexy, okay? Just letting everybody know. I've got my eyes closed, I'm like, you know, like, got the, like, the deep B, blah, blah, blah. But, there's also 3 of those Puro Daemons, the war ones. They look like weird vultures with teeth. We fought them at the gates. There's 3 of those. I'm also looking through a watchtower shadow. These are like undead shadows, not actual shadows I take, but sort of shadows been animated with necromancy. These things, I think, if I know my shadow lore, I think undead shadows can drain you and sap vitality.
Yes, that's
that type
right.
Stuff.
They can make you drain.
But they're also just regular undead. They're not like particularly scary in terms of like, if I would rather fight one of these any day of the week rather than like a lich or even a banshee.
Oh,
Banshees
100%.
with their scream are way, yeah.
Banshee is your Banshee friend, Veltel, is far more dangerous than those Watchtower shadows.
Yeah. I say, we also have a gambit we can do a second time, because the first time we did it, it worked pretty well. We can hide in my shadow again, and I can sneak.
Actually, all of you can hide in each other's shadows now because of Baba Yaga.
Oh,
yeah,
It's one of the abilities you were given.
Well, whoever's got the highest stealth then, for sure.
Probably,
I think it's Reese now. Let me double
is
check.
it Reese?
I think Reese might have gotten higher. Reese, you're at a 30. Con, you're at...
29.
Yeah.
I
Yep,
kind of
I thought
look
so.
over. I say, Mr. Evenheart. Do I call you Mr. or I don't know if Caspian's too informal. What would you prefer?
Caspian's fine. You brought me back to this mortal coil, and you've clearly been protecting my granddaughter. Caspian's fine.
Do you have a way to conceal your presence in the presence of, say, Tessariel and our good friend Wasilka here?
How do you mean? Make myself invisible?
Well, yeah, that would be a start. I look to Veltel. I say, Veltel is a banshee incorporeal. She can probably make herself invisible, or at the very least hide within the walls. And
I am a druid. I can disguise myself as most any animal.
Oh, I'm a druid too.
that's true.
I can feel the power within you. Nature and Gozre have blessed you, child.
I have we have a weird quirk with our shadows. We can hide using shadow magic in the shadows of anybody in part of our group, but that is limited to us four. So we can hide easily, but I'm not sure about everybody else. And then I kind of glance over to Ares and Arwen, who are just kind of vigilantly kind of keeping watch outside. And then the dudes playing cards, Mike Celium and them. And I'm like, well, I'm not really worried about the undead. They seem fine. The problem with these undead here is that Urgathoa could wrest control from them if she wanted. Probably going to have to keep them back away from the fight. I looked at Veltel and the Hierophant. I say, she could not control either of you. Otherwise, she would have raised you by now, Caspian. And you are a lich. You have your own free will. She cannot just wrest that from you. Veltel, she kept you in a tower and had to use enchantment magic and other abjurations to trick you. You are too free-willed, free-spirited, no pun intended, for her to directly control. I think you are safe meaning we would be in no more danger than before if we were to bring you into this conflict. But I will have to keep these skeletons behind.
That makes sense.
And with Silka, I believe, same goes for Silka. Her soul never actually left her body. She is completely in control of her faculties.
I'm still pretty strong.
I just worry even if it's a shadow, she might have some way to weaken undead that try to go against her. Similar to I have something called Necromancer's Visage. Causes undead, makes them immediately want to be hostile towards me. So she might have some sort of effect. We need a game plan before we go further.
Well, I could turn into a spider, and Grandpa could probably do the same. So
We
we
could
could
sneak
be able-
upstairs, scout about. What do you say, granddaughter? Quick trip upstairs?
Sounds great.
That's a good idea.
Spins and shrinks down. I almost said smallens. He shrinks down into a small gray wolf spider, smaller than Pipette even, as Danny does the same thing. And let me draw. And do you go up those stairs?
While they do that, I'm gonna continue looking through the eyes of different undead to try to get a lay of the land. I think I want to go to Jeriel's room, wherever he's at. If he's got undead with him, I want to see if he's been confronted by the angel yet, or if they still have a ways to go before they get there.
Which one? Which one are you looking through?
The Peacock Angel left to go fight the guy, and I'm guessing the Rider of the Apocalypse guy, he might have undead with him as well. I mean, if he's like a war guy, he's probably got generals, death knights, things like that. I want to look through the eyes of one of them.
At this point, you are seeing a skeletal champion in a duel with an angel who is wielding just his fists, punching down and parrying each of these sword blows with his fist as he's pushing back the skeleton. And then you see a fist come straight at it, and then it goes black.
I'm like, I go to everyone. Peacock is doing work right now. Was there another angel like Sapphia? Were they released and helping? Or?
Yes, you did see looking around, and I have a picture right here. There it is. You see a winged creature with golden wings, but pitch black skin and a green dress fluttering about in the wind as she is striking out with a golden mace.
Hell
Oh
yeah!
my god, she's hot.
But that is what you see flying about. As you see a flaming woman on a burning horse with a large great sword coming in, and that is in the distance.
That's
towards
the Rider of Death, or
Joriel, the Rider of War. Yes, but that is right when you see the fist and it goes black.
Did for the Rune Lord's head, did we send that through the mailbox, or do we still have that?
I don't recall. I think you sent that to the mailbox. I think you did.
To get her out of here? Yeah, I think
so.
Yeah. All right. So we sent ahead to Liliana.
I'll give you one other. Do you want to check the undead on the floor above you?
I think, yeah, just the immediate vicinity. I want to see what's up above us.
I will give you one then.
Not the room that the two spiders are going in, because they're gonna know soon enough whatever's
Not
there.
that
But yeah.
Sure. I'll give you this one. So what you see, that's okay. Scroll up a little. Okay, those. And then I think that one. Correct? Yes. Okay, so the two spiders, you climb up this spiral staircase. And as you do, the long hallway, this spiral staircase comes to a landing. So, to the south of it is a long hallway containing dozens of threadbare rugs. And let's see. Leaning on the eastern wall is an open coffin. Upon the landing floor is a green magic rune encircled with black candles burning with green flame. And Zavid, what you see is you see through the eyes of an archer. You're looking down an arrow and you see a target at the end, and you see release it, because again, you're not controlling this thing, you're just seeing through its eyes.
Just watching,
and you
yeah.
see it release an arrow and boom, hit a target. And looking to the right, you see another vampire with an archer standing next to you. But on the far end, you're very startled by what you see, because if you didn't know better, you'd think you saw Ilkana Alinor standing along the wall, silently watching the archers.
Yep. Yep.
Well, with that, I'm going to go back to Danny and the Hierophant. What do? You see on the floor, there's a ring of green candles that each has a black flame. And there's also a hallway going south.
I look to Grandpa. I give him little.
Squeak, squeak.
I didn't know what the spiders.
Wait, you guys are spiders. You don't squeak.
Oh yeah, they're spiders. That's right. It's not.
They don't even
But
really
I'm
vocalize.
I just wave my spidery arms around. I'm trying what are we doing?
He is going to roll a check on this thing. So roll occultism publicly. Let's see.
Yes, sir.
36 is fine.
Cultism.
36 DC.
32. I
Alright.
would like to use a hero point.
Actually, he hit the DC by quite a bit, so you don't
Amazing.
need to waste that. Since you're a Beastmaster, and you're a druid, you can always speak to animals. So in Spider, he says to you, "Oh, this is definitely an abjurative ward. It seems that it'll harm any living creature who attempts to go up these stairs further, but undead are allowed to pass freely."
Oh. Then we can go up here.
Yes, we could. Should we go up or down the south through the hallways?
Let's go up this way.
Alright. Shikakow. So you can move yourself just over to this side here. The staircase spirals up the Divine Tower, reaching to the skies of Abaddon. The landing here is wrought from glowing green stones. Upon the center pillar stands a tall statue of Urgathoa, hewn from black marble, inlaid with veins of gold. At its base are various offerings to the Pallid Princess. And I made this image. Someone made a hero forge of Urgathoa, and I took it and made it look like marble with gold in it. Yeah.
Is there any... Do I need to do any kind of religion check or any kind of check to
Again, occultism would be fine, because I know your religion is garbage. He, however, is going to roll religion. Okay, and again, he just barely hit it. On the last one, he absolutely ruined the DC by like 20, but this one he got it by 2. He says to you, "This is clearly an offering altar of some kind." Again, in Spider. And you recall something that War Master Yerrick, that Zavid convinced to help you on last session, she said. She said, when going up the tower, you need to confirm, or to prove that you are undead, and you need to prove your faith and love to Urgathoa. Were the two things she said you needed to do to access the throne room.
Okay. So I could tell, the next door would be the throne room.
You can tell you're very close.
Okay.
There hasn't been a door yet, but yeah, pretty much the next door is going to be the throne room.
Then she's going to say, let's go back down and look on the other side, since we already know what is going on here.
Good plan. Don't want to get too far away. So, skittering back down, I can open up this hole. And actually, Zavid, back to you. Um, what do you tell to Reese and Khan and all of them, having seen what you've seen in that room?
I'll say it looks like Volcano is not unique in form, at least. There's a creature that resembles her closely within one of the rooms, along with 2 vampiric archers. The room is a ways away, but I think it is on the staircase, and then I point to that one staircase that we saw.
You are quite good. Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah,
Right there.
I think it's the stairs to the west of us.
Mhm.
And then I'm like starting to lose my. I don't know. Maybe this isn't the case.
Last
but
a
I think
minute.
I think it does last 1 minute, doesn't it? That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So I like let go before I become drained or anything. I can feel when it's about to go away. Say I think our issue now is in order to get to the throne, we need to get past its sort of block, quotes unquote. It's a kind of I think we all learned this, right? So I'm just reiterating what we all know, which is you have to be undead and prove your love. Do I know what prove your devotion to Urgathoa means?
It's up to interpretation. It's very one of those religious things, you know. You have to do it in your own way.
What do I know of Urgathoa's tenets? Her like,
Great
what's her like
question.
not anathema, but the other thing, the thing that she wants all her
Yeah.
clerics to follow.
One second. The wrong page. Give me the wiki. Edicts. Become undead upon death. That's one, which Danny did, and Basilka. Create or protect the undead, which is Avid, you do that all the time, and sate your appetites. So be gluttonous, I guess.
That's great. You know what I don't like? Sorry, this is a tangent, slight tangent. I'm looking for shit to protect against evil, but if you have an evil god, there's nothing you can do. You only get stuff that protects against opposite alignments. So it's almost like the way that they have it worked out is that you don't become protected against your own stuff as much as you are just protected against opposite and also more effective against them. So if you deal evil damage, it hurts good creatures, right?
You should be able to defend yourself.
But you should
against your
then
own
be
thing.
good. If evil damage is being dealt to you, you should be able to protect yourself. It should be like you're powerful against good, and you're also inured against evil. If
I
you were
agree with
evil,
that.
and then vice versa. If you're good, that means a good creature like an angel trying to get you with good damage.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm good. You can't hurt me with that. I don't know.
I don't know. But what do you guys do? Where do you go? Do you go up the tower stairs, or there's 4 options actually I found out earlier, and I will circle them. One is right where you're at, that tower, and then 2 others I've circled. There's the stairs Zavid pointed out, and then there's the far tower to the far west, and then in the
Oh my god, I
Nosferatu-
have.
and in the Nosferatu room there's a stair up as well. So you have 4 options.
This ward, is it on a door? Or a gateway? Or
Which
a
ward?
portal? The prove to Urgathoa, you blah blah
It's
blah. That
like
thing.
a fort. You have to do it in front of a statue, and it's basically there's like a force field blocking your way up the stairs.
So it affects a sort of, would you call it like a container door lock or something of that
Yeah,
sense?
sure.
Okay, I have a spell for this. I
Yeah.
have a spell for this.
Works for me.
I think I know what I'm going to do, what I'm going to give as a sign of love to Urgathoa.
Oh, great.
Good. Yeah, have that as a backup, but if all goes to plan, you won't need that.
Con, what are you thinking? Where do you want to go up? Which of the 4 stairways?
Maybe the Nosferatu room?
Because you know that one's cleared, at
Yeah.
the very least.
It's at least able.
That one? All right. Do you still have the upper map open? You can close the ground floor one. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me open this. And then let's see here. Con. Oh. Let's see, where is everybody else? There's Reese. Tessariel. Veltel. Silka. I'm gonna leave the pets off the map just for the moment, just
That's
saying.
Yeah.
And then there's Zavit. That should be everybody.
Okay.
But pets are also with you. It's just a pain to leave them on the map.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I'd like to. We don't know where our friends are.
Correct.
I kind of want to make sure we're all together, so I'm gonna stay downstairs temporarily until they're ready to rendezvous, and then lead them to where everybody else is. But I tell everyone to be careful. I'm gonna refocus in the meantime, so I can get my one.
Sure,
point
get
back.
that point back. Absolutely. So let's go back to Danny. What are you doing?
We are going in and out of all of the rooms and stuff.
Okay, so first it's just a long hallway, flanked on either sides by alternating statues of beautiful vampiric women and hideous Nosferatu.
That's what we're bypassing?
Yes, in this hallway, just to your south there. Are you not on there? Very good. Oh, there
So-
you are. You're
She went up the stairs briefly.
there. Yeah, she's right. You're right there, with your grandfather, Casper.
Okay, so we're up the stairs and we see not tons of Nosferatu.
They're statues.
Okay, they're statues. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Then-
we continue
Okay.
down. If there's any doors, we're kind of like popping in, seeing if there's anything. Basically scouring, whatever.
Scouring.
Okay. So that's southeast. All right. So you come to an area that you would recognize as the upper landing of the Nosferatu room, and you see a large trash heap sits in the center of this room. To the west is what appears to be a large chalkboard covered in a language I don't think you understand, and a bunch of diagrams. And in addition, there is a single creature that looks just, well, I guess you don't really know. Oh, no, you remember Ilkana. Of course you do. She was torturing your brother. A creature that looks exactly like Ilkana Alinor, sitting, reading, looking through a book.
Didn't we kill Elkana? Isn't she inside of like Zavid's thing?
I'm not sure what you mean. This appears to be one of those re-dead creatures. They're relatively new to the world in my time.
Okay. Is there anything else on this floor? Is there anything else I need to
Yes.
view?
In the northern part there, the northeast, this room has tables covered in surgical tools with a central gurney with different sized manacles built on. And to the west is an alcove that glows blue and phases from opaque to transparent.
Okay. Do I get the idea that we need to take her down before we'll be able to attack Urgathoa?
This one right here,
Mhm.
she's definitely a servant of Urgathoa. You should probably do something about her, but you might need to find your party first, which you're pretty close to.
Can I smell Zavid?
Roll me a perception publicly.
Or like Reese or Khan or something? Can I smell the blood off of Khan's coat?
Give me a perception publicly with a +2 because you're wild shaped. Granddad rolled a nat 1 on his perception, so he does not smell anything. You do,
like,
however, just barely. You smell Zavid. You can smell the product that Reese has given him recently for his hair.
It looks beautiful.
So you can
smells
smell that they
terrible.
are just downstairs of you.
Okay.
Hair has so much more.
So as the rest of you climb the stairs, you see a large spider crest the top and wave with one of its legs.
Oh, thank God, that's just Danny.
She is going to unshape and say everything that she has found, as well as I thought we killed Elkanah. Why is she in there? Isn't she like in your... Don't you have her head?
I'm like busy refocusing. I'm like,
You can still talk while refocusing.
oh, I can.
Yeah. You're not like in a trance.
So
You just can't, like,
I'm
do other
doing this.
stuff.
I'm trying to meditate while I refocus. I'm like, I was trying to meditate. All right. You're safe. What about Ilkin? I'm sorry.
Why is she in that room? Don't you have her head?
Which room? Which room did you go to?
With all the rooms. Oh, even went
And
upstairs.
You point to the direction I go. Okay. Were there 2 vampire archers in that room?
Yeah.
No, not in the one
Oh,
you
wait.
saw. No.
Oh, no.
Cool. There's multiple Ilkana types here. All right. Ilkana was called the White Mother of what's it called?
Isker.
Isker.
Hey, good job, Colin. Take a hero point for remembering that.
Ooh.
That was a long-ass time ago.
But she was no mere white. She had a lot of powers beyond that of a regular undead. These creatures... Can I make a religion check just to see if I actually know
36.
what they are? Okay. Let's just go for it. 36.
36,
Oh my
right on the
God.
button.
I believe they're called the Children of Urgathoa because they are undead created directly by her hand. So they're sort of like... She's called the first undead. It's not really clear. There are some, like, because vampires are sort of an edge case where you're kind of undead, but you still have to eat and stuff. So there's like... I'm not sure if it's actually the truth or not, but... plus there was the god of death, Ushtabai, so that he might have had some sort of... I mean, ghosts probably existed, but it's a bit of a debate in necromancer circles, which was the first undead. It's been so long. However, these were undoubtedly the first undead created by Urgathoa's hand. The Children of Urgathoa, they are like her children. They are like her. And they, as you can see, they all kind of look a little like her. They were made in her image, but they have these like sort of horns and stuff. Ilkana was not originally one of them. I think Ilkana was gifted this sort of power and thus the visage of one because of her devotion to Urgathoa and by extension Shax. And plus she was just very powerful in her time. These are basically her design was based off of these guys is the idea. So these are the OGs. However, I don't know if they're more powerful than she was. I'm not clear about that. Would I know if they're more powerful or
These
less?
are, yes, more powerful. When you fought Ilkana, she was like level 7. Or 9, maybe?
She felt better than that.
I think she was level... Let me look it up. I want to know now.
So what you're saying is there's multiple of these things, and we need to kill them and all the vampire things, and then get to Urgathoa? Or do we just take on Urgathoa and wait till they come running in?
I think it would be dangerous. I think they have a connection, maybe. Or maybe not like an ever-present one. Maybe to Urgathoa herself. So my knowledge of how this works is that there are certain rules. Even gods can't really break, but they can bend and sort of circumvent in certain ways, right? So like, when you create something that is connected to your soul, you can kind of, just like with a familiar, right? You can kind of know if that thing is there or not there anymore. Except Urgathoa's not here. She's on another plane and she's separated. So the shadow isn't Urgathoa technically, might not have the same connection Urgathoa would have had, and because Urgathoa is on a different plane of existence, she might not be able to detect if something happens to her children, right? I have no doubt in my mind that if we were to slay one of her children while she was here, she would instantly know about it. But with her gone and only her shadow remaining, I don't know if they still maintain any connection like that. And I don't think they have a connection to each other. So if we get them one at a time by themselves, we could take them out, and then if the shadow did call for backup wouldn't come because they were dead, right? So they might have some sort of alarm system in place where the shadow could like alert everything in the castle to come and enter the throne room, but that is only I mean, it would be more conventional. Like, they would probably hear it and then know our mistress's shadow's in trouble, let's go. But if they're dead before that even happens, we will be having to use the resources to kill them, but we also don't need to worry about them making the fight more complicated.
Now I have a question.
Mm.
What if we were to split up, you and Khan, me and Reese, and split up some of our friends, Grandpa,
Wasilka,
Silka,
Desariel.
and then we can split up and both take on to the clones.
The children of Urgathoa. I think it's better that we. So the once per day in the shadow thing, is that for once per day for each shadow, or just once per day
Sure.
in general?
Once per day for each shadow. I'm feeling generous.
So I think we can borrow this shadow power and do a different shadow each time. I don't know how many. Can I only got a 36. Is there a way to discern how many children of Urgathoa we might have to deal with?
Probably. You know that in the Doctrine of Urgathoa, they speak a lot of the three daughters.
The three. Okay. So I think at least 3. We know the locations of 2. This is like a mini boss, but without backup, they're going to be considerably easy to deal with. And with all of us coming at them at once, I think they will be overwhelmed and we can take them down quickly before any of us take any real sort of damage. So I have a question. This is very important. I turn to Cassian and say, you have some of your primal magics back, yes?
Yes, I'm growing stronger by the minute.
We need healing. Not just healing from physical damage, but any sort of restoration or mind-clearing magics. Do you have access to spells like these that could help bring us back
yes.
from being drained to damage?
I can help you move faster if you are restrained. I can remove paralysis. I can help you endure elemental cold or heat. I can help you move more silently, remove diseases, help you move faster, help our enemies move slower. Many things.
All right, so I'm hearing a lot of buffs, like preventative buffs, giving us faster movement, stealthy movement, absorption of elemental stuff. I don't think elemental's going to come into play. I think it's going to probably be evil and or void damage, aka negative damage. So here's what I propose. For the final confrontation with Urgathoa's shadow, we go into Khan's shadow because she has, I think, the highest stealth. Is that
Reese?
No, that's Reese.
Reese by
has
one.
Reese's shadow will be the final one, which means for the daughters we're gonna go into my shadow, Khan's shadow, and Danny's shadow for
Perfect.
each. We basically get in close and then spring an attack.
Okay, let me make it off guard.
Before we got to do this quickly though. So what's going
I'll
to
give
happen?
Each of you a full turn before it gets to do anything.
So what's going to happen is I have some spells I've been waiting to cast for the right moment, right? And one of those spells is Foresight.
By the way, Zavid, these do cast shadows as well. And the shadows you steal don't have to be like demigods and shit. They just need to be creatures.
That's true. These are a kind of almost.
I mean, these are pretty strong creatures. I'm just reminding
Okay.
you can steal their shadows.
Gotcha. So Foresight, Khan, let's get some practice in killing
Okay.
things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you Foresight. This lasts an hour. So
That's enough
we
time.
have to fight. Yeah, we have to fight the shadow, Urgatho's shadow, within the next hour for you to keep on with this thing. But we can't lose this. Meaning, I don't think they can dispel magic or they have some sort of dispelling power. I think they're more offensive, less defensive. So I think you should be fine. They're not gonna just snap their fingers and get rid of it. But we gotta be quick. And Foresight's gonna give you +2 status bonus to initiative rolls, and you're never off guard against undetected creatures when flanked. In addition, you have the reaction
Foresight, which is you defend against a hostile creature or other danger. If a hostile creature or danger forces you to roll dice like a saving throw, the target you will roll dice twice and use the higher result. So advantage on saves.
That's awesome.
And this spell gains the fortune trait, but if the hostile creature or danger is rolling against the target, i.e. one of your attacks or a skill check you make, you can make them roll with disadvantage and become a misfortune.
That's awesome.
So you can, and that's a reaction that you have. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to
just linked Foresight in chat there, Con, so if you click that, you should be able to see it, and it should open up. So go ahead, Zahid.
Yeah,
sorry.
and no worries. You've had this happen before. You know the deal with it.
Yes.
Your third eye opens, and I'll say let's start with let's do Danny's shadow first, because you know where it is, and you have your wild shape to be able to get in as like a spider, so they won't see you immediately. So we'll get in. I'll ask Veltel if she wants to help. If she can go invisible or incorporeal through the wall or something and just stay there until the fighting happens, if she wants to do that. Anybody else who can wild shape or whatever. I think Tesserel's the only one that doesn't have
she's gonna stay back on the top of the landing, and Wasilka, so Wasilka can just leap over there.
Yeah, if Wasilka wants to just rush in if we need help, she can do that, yeah.
Veltel will hide in the wall.
Yeah, Tesserel's still drained, I think, 1. I think Tesserel is under the least amount of responsibility to help us. Tesserel, if you want to just stay back and stay alive, you have no obligation to help us with anything in combat. Just
I may be able
stay
to
alive.
I can hurl a cantrip if you need it.
Okay. All right. I go to Danny, and I have to open up her shadow, I touch it, and it sort of becomes this shimmering, almost like a pool, and I kind of step in, and I invite everyone else to join me into Danny's shadow.
The water's fine.
I wonder inside, it's probably like being inside a translucent bag of holding kind of situation where you're in this sort of
gray.
space, but you can see out of almost like a TV screen shaped like Danny's shadow that's moving with her. I imagine she casts shadow from different light sources, so there's multiple TV screens, multiple shadows of Danny that we can look out of or something. Is that I'm just
great.
getting creative. If that's cool, yeah.
That's great. So
Anyway,
Danny,
I'm
what
done
are you, a
talking.
spider, or what is your form?
I guess my form will be back to the spider.
Caspian
Maybe
takes the form of a bat, and he hangs from the ceiling.
Actually, can I have a bat too?
Yeah, you can both be bats and hang from the ceiling. So now all of your shadows are being on the ceiling, so you can... Anyone who does a melee attack can have an extra 1d6 for fall damage, because it's funny.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
So what do? You're in the shadow on the ceiling.
I think for all of these maneuvers, I would wait for Khan's move. I think Khan would probably do the first move, because I don't have a way to debuff anything.
So Khan, how do you escape from the shadow? Is it like jumping out of a pool?
Yeah, absolutely. Khan, just takes on almost a runner's pose and just launches herself out of the Danny-shaped TV, and with dagger in hand, stabs at the monster.
All right, let's see that attack roll.
Hell yeah, this is really cool and weird, and I love it.
Yep, same.
Sorry, things are just loading. a
No
little bit.
problemo. Here, I'll even make it your target. There you go.
Thank you. I was trying to do that and it didn't go through. Yeah, Dark Silver Dagger.
Are you using the dagger or the... Oh yeah, it's your dagger. That's right.
Yeah.
There it goes. That is a hit, yes.
Nice.
So, once you roll the damage, roll an extra d6. Hell yeah. It resisted a little bit of damage because it is a type of spirit, but you do 39 damage to it. And you still have 2 actions.
I'll make a second attack.
Okay. That's a nat 1. I would say don't waste a hero point on that.
Yeah, no way, no way. I'm
Yeah.
saving them for the big fight.
Third action, and then if you want, you get Khan's Bladed Blade.
Yeah, I'll use my third action to cast shield. Cast shield, and then I'll
Great.
consolated blade.
While I'm thinking about it, we have not been using the correct version of Shield. This is like for quite a while. Shield is way great at this level. I updated it.
It scales up?
It scales. So I want to point this out right now while I'm thinking about it. I'm going to look, because I updated it on Zavid's character sheet at least. Oh, come on, Fantasy Girls, you're killing me. Shield. There we go. Shield now gives you 2 AC and 25 resistance, and if you use a reaction when you take damage, you can literally reduce it damage by 25.
Wow!
Yeah, that's it. So I'll give you the AC for that, Khan.
Oh.
Yeah, it's awesome. But you have to burn a
Wow.
reaction for it. So Khan.
Yeah. Oh, debilitations.
Yes, debilitations.
Uh,
One
Bleed
Okay.
and
2d6 or something?
yeah, it should be 2d6.
Okay. Okay. And what's the other one? Can you do 2 debilitations now, which is
Yes,
sick.
that's right. Enfeebled 1.
Enfeebled 1. Oh, that's nasty. That's strength-based things, I think. Enfeebled. There you go. That's the end of... no, you get your free Khan's Bladed Blade ability.
I think I rolled on it.
Oh,
Yeah,
did you?
I rolled on it and I missed.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, did I?
37? No, that
Yeah.
hits. 37
Oh.
hits. Yeah, you hit with the Bladed Blade.
Cool.
And that gets sneak attack, which is great. It's so good. You so rarely hit with that. Fantastic. All right, 31 damage goes through with the Bladed Blade as Khan falls from the ceiling, stabs down, slices and misses, raises her shield, and as she raises the shield, punches with her left gauntlet. Who amongst you is next? I didn't have you roll initiative. I don't really care. I'm just going to go clockwise. Zavid, what do you do next? Seeing Khan has sprung the trap.
This thing is a spirit, but not immune to void, just like
Yep.
what we've seen. So I'm probably going to be. I'm kind of saving harms for heals. I don't want to use them all to harm. So I
Well,
think.
this is also kind of an undead.
Yeah, I think I am going to wait for Reese to go next because I know
Okay.
Reese is also big damage.
Then let's go. Yeah, let's just go counterclockwise. And Reese, what do you do?
Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is do a warp step
Mhm.
and basically get to a point is where she's. I just want to know if I put him over here, is she still off guard? If, like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. So he's gonna do that, and he's gonna warp step over there, and then definitely take. Just gonna mark that I did that. It's 2 actions.
Mhm.
Then with my last action, I think I might. I don't know if I'm gonna. I might do surprise attack.
You already have that up,
Oh,
and
cool.
it's prepared for it.
Awesome. Yeah. So then I'm gonna do that, and go take out my silvered spear and drive it in.
Nice. The Dark Silver Spear. Good
Yep.
choice. Good choice. Because as you can see with Khan's damage, she has that plus 26.
Yeah.
That shows you that these are weak to Dark Silver. So
Yeah.
That's something Khan figured out.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, critical! Nat 19 for a
Wow.
50. Damn, Reese. Okay.
I like
This
the
is gonna
new
hurt.
art for the critical hit. That looks
Yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
that's
Yeah.
very cool. And after this, roll another 2d6 publicly. Wow. 60, 50 of it got through, because again, it has a little damage resistance, so that's another... Oh, well, there you go. The damage from your fall overcame the damage resistance, so that's... This thing's looking bad. Like, she's already quite injured. But that was one action, Reese. What do you do?
No, that's all my
That could-
actions.
That could be... Oh, you're right.
Warp
'cause
step was 2.
You're right. Okay, so then that'll say... Zavid. Reese has sprung.
Is this thing, is its shadow within Like, is it pretty damaged that I could maybe grab it, or should we soften her up a bit more?
Let me see. You should let Danny hit it.
Yeah, Danny.
Danny, do you have like a magic missile or something?
I was gonna use my blood dagger. Just try
Cool.
to see if I can stab her
Yeah,
neck.
do that. Do that.
Cool. So Danny's going to fly up, and then as she transforms, she's gonna try to stab her in the neck.
Oh yeah. 23. Oh, that has to hit. Let me see. What is her?
That's 16.
Oh, that absolutely hits. Yes. It's not a crit, but yeah. So drop the damage. 10 straight
Good.
up.
Two. That's high. That's good.
Yeah, you rolled 2 4s. That's great.
Would you add
No.
anything to that? Is it just 3d4, or is it
Her
also...
strength.
Wait,
but-
it's a dagger though. It's not like a
you're
finesse
right.
weapon.
You're right. So her dex is 4, so I'll add a 4.
14.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I get how many more hits?
Up to 2, I think.
2, yeah, 2 more.
Well, you moved though, didn't you?
Yeah, you have to
That's one
move
extra.
down the penalty thing,
So
so
that's
it
one
gets
more.
harder to hit.
One more. Yeah, you get one more.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 1.
33?
With all of the minuses, that is a hit, yes.
Wow.
If she were standing still by herself, that wouldn't have hit. So plus 4 again is another 11. So let's call that's that. Yep, she's looking not good. Zavid now would probably be a good time.
So she flew up and then poofed into her normal form, came down with this, and then rising out of her shadow like Ivan Ooze from the fucking Ooze of Power Rangers. I have Memento Mori, and I use all 3 actions to try to steal her shadow from her. So she needs to make
What
a
did you
save, I
say?
believe.
What is your DC? Fort save?
I can't remember. I think it's still. Is it 39 or is it 40 at this point?
38. It's 38.
38?
Yes, but because she is so wounded, she takes a huge penalty to this roll. So, and if it's a natural 8 for a 28, that is a failure, a critical failure, correct? You're 30. That's a crit failure. Yeah, look, it's 28. That's a critical failure by 10. So she doesn't get a chance. It doesn't do the Pokeball shake thing. It just
No, just I rip it right from her as she gets a further -4 to shit, I think. Like,
drained 4.
oh, God. She's so messed up now.
Yeah.
That's my whole turn. I say nothing. I just leave it to Cassian if he wants to jump in and maybe finish this thing. Or for Veltel, if either of them want to take down
Yes,
this.
let me see
lieutenant
what can
here.
Caspian do. Does he have a good old cantrip? Yeah, he's going to drop down from the roof as the bat. As he does, he's going to point his fingers and fire a ray of frost at this creature. Oh, that missed. Damn. Well, he missed.
Defense effects -6. Wow, still.
Yeah, I rolled a nat 5. It was really bad. But
Oh,
I can
wow.
have Veltel. She's got. Yeah, she's just gonna swipe from the walls. Ooh, natural 18. That's a crit. That'll do. Like that quite a bit.
Ooh,
those
and
deep.
she's also a spirit. Spirit on
There it
spirit.
is. 94 damage because you just discovered these things are weak to Veltel's damage.
And
Weakness
we
of-
see
Yes.
Veltel actually look like a banshee for once. As like
As she comes out of the wall. Yes, weakness 15 to void damage, as you just discovered. And Veltel does void damage.
15 to void?
Yes. So, as Veltel screams out of the wall, slashes this creature in half, and the bits fall to the ground. You have killed one of the 3 children of Ergothoa without it even recognizing what's going on.
I walked in at a moment, huh?
I say, if we can do this 2 more times, we'll be very, very in a good spot. And I want to walk over and just see, does she have anything of import on her?
No, but you noticed something that Danny and the Hierophant didn't. The chalkboard in this room has a bunch of scribblings written in Necro. This appears to be like basic elementary necro, like teaching a child how to read. Almost like this is a kindergarten for undead.
This room is like a
This room,
classroom?
like a classroom.
Ooh.
Damn. We killed a school teacher, it seems. Still, it was a child of Urgathoa. It was living in her palace, and it was, as far as we're aware,
Not great.
loyal to her mother. There's no reason to believe that she could have been turned. Literally, I only know them as children of Urgatho. If Urgatho's in the name, I think it's too late for them. So
You basically killed my first cousin.
We must press on. Oh my god, that's crazy to think about. But yeah, what's in here? They said they found like a shimmering thing.
There's a little portal that you, Zavid, can tell is almost. It attaches to the ethereal plane. That's what it is. It's a buff for undead. If undead stand in that shimmering blue thing, they get a buff.
Ooh.
But only while they're in it.
No, it lasts for an hour.
I'm gonna
I
go with it.
realized that. I call the undead over here. Like, everybody, step into this. Get a buff.
So
Lasts an hour.
Danny and Beltel and the Hierophant and Wasilka,
Silka.
all of them get physical resistance 15 for an hour.
Dude.
Wow.
Because you
God
take
damn.
on, essentially, you take on the aspects of the ethereal plane temporarily.
Being a vampire has its perks.
Outside of being hot, yeah.
Alright. And then
Right. Yeah, that's awesome.
give me perception
Alright.
checks in the tower, everybody.
Okay.
Everybody make perception checks.
Perception.
Yes.
There might have just been a
Skill.
banshee scream that may have alerted people.
Yeah, she got a little carried away, I think.
No, you don't hear any voices or anything of that nature, but Khan, you have a moment to look around this trash heap area, and you discover, pulling some boxes aside, that there is a secret wall here.
Oh.
There's a hole in the wall to a small hallway. Because being a small
Wait.
character, you moved a box aside and you can see there's a small hole in the wall.
Where
There's
the
no
boys
actual
can
door.
see it all, or
No, no one
Sorry.
can see.
yeah.
That's like a second.
Yeah, Con is gonna, like, scratch her way in. It might be a little bit of a squeeze, but...
A little bit. Not too
Somebody
bad.
say squeeze. I love using my weird powers to squeeze through tight
Do it.
spaces. It's fun.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
roll me a public acrobatics, Zavid, because it's great.
Oh hell yeah, let's do it.
49. Give yourself guidance and call it a 50 just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
So so wiggling through the small hole reveals a small room about 10 feet wide and 25 feet long. At the far end is a massive 3-clawed taxidermy talon. As you can see right in front of you.
Oh, I thought it was like a Cerberus or something.
No, it is a
That's a
claw.
foot?
It is a foot. A taloned foot. Taxidermy.
Wow. What kind
I
of...
think
what
on the
ma-
map
what
it's
manner
supposed
of
to be
beast?
like a Cerberus, but
I
yeah,
think on the
it's a
map,
foot.
yeah, but-
It's a foot in this world.
In this world, is it a foot? You can do nature or occultism publicly, I guess.
Okay, Quentin
I'll
Tarantino.
I'll aid you with an occultism.
Cool.
Thank you.
So you can have 4, Daracon. You need a
Sweet.
36.
Alright. Basically, flat odds.
Hey, there it is, 43. So you recognize immediately that this is clearly taken from the Phoenix.
Whoa!
You say that?
Yeah. Oh, it's a fire build. You know, one of those that turns into ash and then comes back.
This is a big fire bird. And this never turned to ash. Excellent. Let's see. Can I make a medicine check or an undeath check? I want to
Undeath.
medicine, I think. would-
Do undeaths, that'll be better. And I'm going to reduce the DC further to a 32, so
Okay. I want to wait. I want to
Critical.
see
Critical.
what was the process of how they did all of this, and is there any benefit to taking
pieces of the Phoenix? Like, is there a way we could utilize the Phoenix in some way to help us? Because I know it has regenerative and restoration properties, like maybe there's medicine or something to do with this.
As you're taking a look, the only reason you know this is because of who Zvid is, as the Umbromancer of Cabriri and the wielder of Memento Mori. You're looking at this foot, and you notice it casts no shadow. This Phoenix's shadow was stolen from it, much the way Giza's was, or much the way you do, before it died. It's an abomination, this foot. Someone did what they did to essentially did what they did to Giza to a Phoenix, but maybe not turned it into a golem, just stole its shadow, is all I mean.
I'll say that. I think there's a possibility there is a shadowy phoenix bird thing that we may encounter in the near future, maybe even in support of Dark Lady. But we also have the body here. I want to know is if there's a way to use its body against it. Meaning, if we all had a piece of its body on us, would that give us any sort of protection against the shadow? Like, you know, with scrying, if you have a piece of the thing you're scrying for, gives you a bonus on that.
Sure.
Yeah, like...
I'd give you all, like, a +1 to saving throws or something. I like that.
Because I want to, we have something here. Learning about the thing is important, but also, we love dead bodies and shit. We always pick them apart and do shit with it, so I'm thinking we can maybe take a scale off the foot for every person to give them as a way of a minor defense against it, because it will protect its own original body on us. Yeah. So it'll like just sap its attacks just a little bit.
Talisman. I'm okay with that. Yeah, like a +1 to saves or something. I'll stat it out later, but yeah, I can do that.
Because with Giza, her body I had left, we had never seen it again. There was no way there could have ever been some sort of... Also, they had it as a golem anyway. But like, this is a rare instance where we found the body before the shadow. So it's like, we could maybe do something. All right.
Oh, and on this side of the wall, you can see that this stone is a false wall. You can move it; it just pulls in from this side. Or I mean, pushes towards the outside, so you wouldn't have been
this right here.
To the east. Well, both actually. Where you're clicking and to the east, where you came in. So you could open it for Reese and all the rest of them.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll open the door and call everybody to join us. And we'll explain what we found, and then everybody gets a scale, an extra little token. This would upset most gods of good. The fact that we have Phoenix, undead Phoenix scales that don't cast shadows because the shadow is an abomination. But I think if it's in the service of destroying its shadow, we'll probably get a pass. So use this as a ward against its attacks. It'll protect you a bit.
Makes sense.
Roll call.
All right, and then also there's another door here that leads further up, and I ask Danny, and I say, no, I saw this one. So I guess I would have to look out the window, I suppose, and try to orient myself. Do I think I'm nearby this one? Because I saw out the window of the other one.
Yes, you would know you're pretty close to it.
Okay, I think the other one's in here. So let's get into another shadow. Perhaps this time we can get into mine, and I will sneak up on it.
Okay. So all of you, once more, step into Zvid's shadow, pulling it up like a Kigurumi. And Zvid, what do? Step through the false wall?
I concentrate. I have a much more control over my shadow, so I try to make my shadow into a nice, comfortable room for them. Like, basically,
it's bigger on the inside.
So it's like, instead of just a big, like, roundish sort of amorphous space, I like concentrate on making edged corners so they can sit down. Like, I try to like push up a part of the shadow to create like a back of a chair, so it's like maybe like a little couch. It's like I'm folding the inside walls of the shadow to create pseudo furniture and stuff like that, so people can sit and like be comfortable. It's stupid, but
That's
just
great.
like,
No,
all
I
right.
love it.
It's in a way I'm just like, I wonder if I could. I think I can.
Give me perception of the tower before you go. Once you go into this first room.
For sure. I think I also have stuff kept in my shadow. I have just a couple objects.
You have
just
items,
rattling around there. Yeah. So you see that there's like maybe like a couple weapons and some other items.
And a piece of
interest.
cheese you forgot.
The skeleton of a gnome you forgot about.
Yeah.
Okay. You see in this room, there's a stairwell that spirals upwards that has an illusion on it. You get the sense, as an illusionist yourself, that it's made that from the inside of this stairwell, it only looks like more wall. This is the stairwell that went up to the Banshee's prison. So those of you, Danny and Reese went up, you wouldn't have noticed the illusion. It just looked like a spiral staircase. But it still continues up, but it opens up into this room, and a fine woven carpet sits under a bed covered in multicolored sheets. A table covered in sewing materials sits in the corner, flanked by large bolts of purple fabrics, and a doorway lies somewhat ajar to the west. But what you see with that very high perception check is that among the fine clothing you find a red and black robe that seems to be of a higher quality than the rest. I'm sorry, 2 robes. There are both of them look slightly different though.
While you guys are in my shadow, I think Danny can message from the side to like reach me. Danny, you're seeing everything I'm seeing, so like you can see the inside of the staircase when I go to like look at it, so you recognize it. I think you and Reese would both see.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the staircase you guys went up. And then I look at the robe, and I get the sense I'm gonna use detect magic. Does it seem
Yes.
magical?
Both of them do, and you detect that one of them is a robe of a cloister robe, which is specifically tuned to a specific god, which as you open it up you find the symbol of Urgathoa on it, and it gives +2 to AC and +2 to religion checks to the faithful of Urgathoa. So this is basically like a magic item specifically for clerics of Urgathoa, so it's not really useful to you
Not
for
yet.
a caster, but it could be useful for like espionage.
Nice.
I mean, for right now. Also, later we'll retailer this. We'll
Yeah,
make
you
it
can
ours.
retail it, exactly. But the other thing is, as you're holding up these robes, Tessariel taps you, Danny, and I guess she has message as well. And she messages to you, Zavid, and she says, I recognize that second set of clothing. Those are my traveling robes. From when I first arrived here, when I was shunted here from Fangwood Keep.
I will give it to my shadow. My shadow puts it inside itself, and then you guys see the shadow produce out of one of the like portals that you're looking through, is holding the robes for her to take.
And now I can finally show the art of Tessariel as the shadows help put on her red and black traveler's clothes.
That
here, you need me to share it?
ass.
No, I got it. I was dragging a window when you revealed it.
Got it. Yes, this is Tessariel in her traveling clothes. But the other one you find is a cloister robe of Urgathoa. Zavid, I'll throw that in your inventory. You can deal with it later.
Is there any like nice robes that look very vampire-y?
Yes, there's plenty of very gothy looking robes in here that do not seem magical.
You guys start picking out, so I'm like, just putting all these robes into my shadow, and you're like
Thanks,
doing
Zavid.
whatever. I'll create like a barrier inside there, so if you want to change behind the barrier, it's like opaque. You can do that. It's like a changing room area. All right.
That's great.
I am going to peer into the next room.
Okay. What you see are several training dummies. This rectangular room has 2 large weapon racks to the north and 3 training dummies on the south and western walls. An ajar door to the east, which is where you're standing, and an open archway to the north are the obvious exits. Any perception or medicine, probably.
From who?
I think my
Just a
medicine's
beat.
better than
Okay.
perception. So I have a +1 because I have Serenite tools. That's right.
Yes, your Serenite tools.
Cast
You've had
guided
those for
light.
so long. 40 then.
helpful.
Good. So, you see that all of these dummies, their necks are covered in puncture wounds. So not only are they training with weapons, the vampires are training fighting.
I kind of smirk and I think to myself, like, that makes sense, because if the target is moving around, like, that's why in 5e, the vampire can't bite you unless you're grappled or incapacitated or willing, right? Because if you're moving around, that stop, you know, like. But training them to just like a missile go right for the neck means they don't have that limitation.
It seems silly until you think about it, but it's like that makes sense.
I think I'm getting close. I'm gonna start stealthing. I need to be very quiet. So
Let me look at the DC I need because it's different. Oh god. Okay, so yeah, the DC is 40. Go ahead and roll that button for me. You can add guidance. Just guidance, no aid.
Okay.
So you're +1.
So +1 to this. All right.
Failure unless you use a focus point to do lucky get, or a hero point to reroll.
I'm wondering. Before I was gonna roll it, I was gonna ask, can she? Or sorry, not she. Cassian. Can Cassian cast that silence spell?
Oh yeah,
or
pass
whatever
without
they had?
trace. Yes.
Yeah. I was
Absolutely,
like,
absolutely.
I don't want to risk it, and I also don't want to spend a resource.
That is a great point.
I should have asked that first before I rolled.
That totally makes sense. +4, so it'll literally give you just enough.
Okay, cool.
Amazing.
Cool.
Yep. So
Silently.
perfect.
And I just kind of peer around the archway, and I'm like using my shadow magic to kind of get on. I'm prone on the ground and just kind of slithering a little bit, flattening myself even a little bit. Kind of look around the corner.
And in this room, come on, give me the description. This large rectangular room has a pile of broken wooden furniture in the center and 2 archery targets in the southeast. A large wooden door blocks the exit to the north. 2 armored guards stand at the far northeast of the room, bows drawn, seemingly practicing their skill, and a large spectral woman, the child of Urgathoa, with horns, their left arm a long scythe, watches the archers wordlessly along the western wall. And now that you're this close, you can tell those vampires are weak sauce.
Yeah.
They are like level 10.
Well, you know, with the school teaching room, I feel like they're just trying to shore up. They're trying to make baseline undead a modicum better, so that when and I don't think that's bad. I actually kind of like that. But
you can still tell they're weak.
Yeah, and I kind of, my eyes, because I basically kind of go around the corner and I just see this scythe low to the ground in front of me, like, and I like look up and she hasn't seen me yet, and you guys can see under, because I'm low to the ground, my shadow's low, it's like right beneath me, you see her too, and I'm thinking, alright, well, I will stay here, and whenever Khan wants to pop out and kill this motherfucker, I will do what I gotta do then.
Let me give her off guard really fast before I forget.
Yeah, Connor's like
you're good.
vibrating in anticipation of getting to attack something.
You're good. You can all move yourselves in now at will. Place yourselves pretty much wherever you want.
Yeah.
Zavid passed the stealth, so you can be wherever you'd like.
Yeah,
Alright,
Connor's
go
just
for
gonna leap out.
This is Khan right now. I posted in Discord.
Yes.
Yep. Absolutely.
I targeted her, and she leaps out with an attack with a Dark Silver Dagger.
Hell yes. Let's see it. Oh, nat 19 for a crit. This is gonna hurt so bad.
Your days are numbered.
Oh,
93.
Jesus
She absorbed
Christ.
She absorbed a little bit. So, Con, what does this first strike look like? Good God. 103 before resistances.
She goes straight for the jugular. Like, it's a blink and you miss it leap with how fast she leaps out of, like, Zavid's shadow. Just, like, instant transmission is at this lady's throat. And with, a very decisive slice, whatever color blood starts.
Ectoplasm, right? So it's like a...
It's purple. Okay. I've noticed in Fantasy Grounds, when I killed the last one, she turned purple.
Oh, yeah.
Just covered in purple.
It's actually still on the map. If you look where the last one was, I've just circled it.
Kill Bill style.
Oh my god, yes.
Yes. You hit an artery. She spatters on the walls.
And then I'm just gonna do the same thing as I did last round. Make a second attack with the Dark Silver Dagger.
Okay. Another
Oh
nat
my
19
God.
for another crit. Oh my
Are you
god.
kidding me?
This is amazing.
83 after the jeez.
I think Khan just killed her.
No, not
No,
quite,
she's
but
not
good
quite.
god.
Not quite.
She's way past bloody. Like, you've taken her past bloody already.
Yeah.
I think I
Wait,
can take her shadow.
You can take her shadow now. She's at low enough. She gets a -4.
Did Khan only get 2 attacks because she moved?
Yeah, she
or
still has
is-
one more action. You were just right there. You can have one more
Oh,
action.
all right.
Yeah.
Well, Khan, do you want me to take the shadow first, or do you want to maybe?
If you do that again, if you crit again, you will kill her.
Alright.
You could
If you-
you could also use it to move to the archers and just get right up in their face if you
That's
wanted.
true.
Yeah. She'll like springboard off of her chest, and like get into archers' faces.
That's the scariest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
So Zavid, are you making me roll
Oh,
another check?
real quick.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
I use my constellated blade?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Free action. Those things are weak as shit. Even at your lowest, you'll probably still hit. Yeah, the Vampire Guardians, they are level 10, yes. Yep, that is still a hit. 34 is a hit. Their AC is 29. 32 damage as you smash into this thing. That was an incredible round there, Khan. So Zavid, seeing that,
it's completely off. Like it reels back from these life-threatening or unlife-threatening injuries. So I'm no longer on the ground. I'm like, all right, I can get up. I get up, take Memento Mori, and yank her shadow. So she needs to make a
38.
say that
Yep.
all those penalties.
yes, all penalties. 38. I rolled a nat 3 for a 23. Hard critical fail. Hard
Yoink.
crit.
I'm just filling up these gems with shadows here. You're keeping track of the shadows. I'm not
Yes,
keeping track.
I will.
Of what
I
have.
am.
Okay, thank you. Sorry to ask so much
Nope,
of you.
nope. I have been keeping track. The only thing I want to know that we can figure out later, if you don't want to think about it, is which schools did these two go in?
Yeah, I'll have to remember.
We
which
can
ones
talk
are
about that
already
later.
occupied. Yeah.
But
Alright.
so she's now drained 4 and has hardly any hit points. Reese,
That was all 3
probably
actions. So yeah.
that was all 3 actions. Khan's done. Reese, you want to take this up?
Yeah, I'm gonna go just like pop up and pretty much wait, so I can kill her, her shadow's gone?
Yes, you can take her out.
Okay, I'm just double checking, so
Good call.
Yep. I'm gonna go and just pop up and sneak attack her.
Do it. She's off guard already.
Kill
Yeah.
that bitch.
Yeah, kill that bitch.
Yep, I'm gonna go do that. Combat. No, where am I going? Abilities. Jeez. No. Oh god. Combat? No.
Actions tab.
Actions! There we go. The one at the bottom.
Yeah, very bottom.
Christ.
You're using your spear, right? Your dark silver one?
Yep.
Yeah, it's still a critical. Good lord.
Oh
with all
my
these
god.
penalties. God, a nat 13 was a crit. With all these penalties. 28. That should have doubled. So
Yeah.
just roll another damage on top of her. And also roll 2d6. That didn't include your sneak attack for
Oh.
some reason.
Oh, there's a crit. That looked like a crit.
That,
There we
that
go.
was it. There we go. You didn't roll
Wow.
the first one on her. But that did include sneak attack. And that
59.
has 5 hit points. If you can hit her in any way.
Oh, yeah.
You can use your walk power, Reese. Roll again at your maximum.
I mean, yeah, I can.
If
So.
you want to, you could save it too.
Or
I
you
mean,
could
we
save
could
it.
refocus later.
It is a
but I mean,
focus, but yeah, you could
That
save
is
it.
have an
no.
hour
I'm gonna
to- yeah.
I'm gonna save it for later because I
Okay.
can hit with my medium.
Yeah, hit with your medium. It literally any damage you do will kill it. Yep, there you go.
There we go.
She has 5 hit points. You can roll if you want, but you don't have.
Oh, I want to just to see what I do.
Yeah, see the number.
Number go burr.
Your ability bonus is more than enough. Yep.
Yep.
Destroyed. She is dead. As you stab her twice. Hey, how do you get this kill, Reese?
Yeah. So I just as my last stab pierces in, I just kind of like carve it up her face. I, like, it's like split.
Your spear gets stuck up in her skull from the bottom. You can see it in her mouth going through her chin into her brain and out the top of her skull. Yes, Danny.
Reese, are you done?
Yep.
Yeah.
I would like to do something with the archers.
Sure, they are weak as shit. You can basically do whatever you want. If you say you want them dead, you don't even need to roll.
Nope, I want them as my minions.
As your first minions.
Yes, because there might be a little part of Danny that might be a little jealous of Svid for like having like undead followers, and she's like, I want some undead followers. So she goes up to them. I don't have teleportation, but I just would like to imagine, like, because she's a vampire, like she does this like twisty move, and then she just poofs. We could have said flavor-wise.
Sure.
And
Flavor poof.
flavor poof, and she like goes right behind both of them and just be like, you seen what happened out there, right? You have no more allegiance to Urgathoa or any of Urgathoa's children. If you want to survive, for the most part, I am your queen now.
They look to each other. Just for posterity, roll me a intimidate with like a +10. And let me see what
one of them took the last offhand attack from someone who just crit twice on the like an immensely powerful being that was in front of them, and that was a second thought for Khan. Just like, oh yeah, by the way.
Oh, by the way, I throw this extra attack. Your DC
and they were like,
your DC's 31. Yeah, 44. That is more than a critical. Your DC was 31. So they look to you. They look to each other. They look down at Khan. They look to each other. And they take a knee immediately.
Yes.
We will serve you in this afterlife, our queen. Please do not destroy us.
Cool.
Good job.
That was very excellent.
That's
skillfully done. Alright, we need to be very quiet. Actually, no, you fuckers. I go. Good choice joining the winning side here and saving your own skins. But I'm also going to need to ask you a question. Where's the other child of Urgathoa? We've already killed the one in Nosferatu, the school teacher. Yes, we're pretty good at this, aren't we?
She's down the hall, up the tower. She's always poring over that spell book. She's never gonna figure it out. She's never gonna get the tree to work.
The tree.
I look over to Tessariel. I'm like,
got another.
She has my spell book. She has my spell book.
Did this one have anything?
No. She had a clipboard with just marks for these archers. She was watching their progress.
Yeah.
Nothing useful. But Tessariel says, she has my spell book. Oh, I can be of much more use to you with my spell book.
Let's go get that book.
I'm gonna look to these archers, and I'll look to Danny. I'll say, I know undead typically, typically have some sort of.
Look, that was very in character too.
It really was.
Yeah.
Vampires are sapient enough. Typically, they can resist control from other creatures, but this is the shadow we're talking about. I know you're fine. I don't know if these are true vampires or vampire spawn. Do you think, and I would ask your opinions, but I'm not sure you even know this, if, say, Urgathoa tried to use magic to take control of your minds, has it ever happened before? Do we feel confident that they would stay on our side in the final battle, or should they be put aside with our other undead?
The princess has commanded us to do things. Anytime she enters a room, our eyes go to the floor. We have no control of it.
Okay. We have killed a child, but your master still lives, right?
Yes. Correct.
You're gonna go with the bones.
I think we should keep them with our skeletal buddies. I don't tell them shit. These are your guys. I would advise you send them to the bone guys, give them directions, and say if they don't go there, we'll fucking know.
Hey, who are you doing?
Yes.
You are gonna go to the bone room. Or, well, with the bones.
Follow these directions, blah blah blah. These
There you
are
go.
our bone guys.
It's the bone guys.
It's very funny
Course,
when
this
I'm
is-
in 2 games where the bone room coincide at the same time.
That's
Different
super funny.
rooms, though.
So Huey and Dewey will run off, skedaddle to the bone room. Skedaddle to the Brone Room sounds like the best album of the year.
They have to, and in order to do that too, they have to like pass by. They see they'll tell the Banshee is free. There is an undead druid lich that is immensely powerful that's just watching them pass by. And then Wasilka, just looking unhinged, like, and Tessariel, who's just a powerful wizard. They're
Then
like
the body
looking
of
and
the other
realizing
child.
they're out of their fucking depth, and I think hopefully that's enough to scare them into not trying anything.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully. They're gonna also see a trail of death behind us. They're gonna see all the dead
Yes.
things on the way back and realize there's nobody to help them if they decided to try and like go against
Alright.
us.
So who is... Everyone's going up in Reese's shadow, correct? Because he's the
Yep.
sneakiest?
Reese is the
Yep.
last one, yep.
Reese,
Yep.
I need a...
Out of
stealth
curiosity,
check.
why wouldn't we, why not use, cons and save...
Oh, Reese has the most powerful.
Oh, that's right.
We want
Yeah,
to save
Reese-
Reese for
that's
the
right,
end.
that's right.
Con
Yes,
is our,
that's
yeah,
right. So
Con's
Con-
gonna be our next.
You can have guidance for +1, but roll me a stealth check publicly. You're looking for a 36. I know you can hit that pretty easily.
Absolutely.
Good catch, Ash.
Yeah, good catch, Ash.
Yeah, that's big brain move.
And it's just at the end of that hallway to the northwest. Ooh, critical success.
Con can't fail.
Can't
No
fail. Look
way.
at that. Con never, always not failing. So
Always
Con,
winning.
what,
We're jinxing
All
it
the
for the
time.
final battle. We're totally
what do you
jinxing
do,
it.
Con?
Not one.
Look, that's next week's problem.
Yeah, right. You got a crit. What do you do? And as you come up well, I can describe it. This cramped room seems barely large enough for a desk, chair, and mostly empty bookshelf. A horned child of Urgathoa sits at a chair, poring over an open book and a few vellum scrolls. And you can place
Well-
yourself wherever you want. You critted.
Yeah. Well, Con, she's just like, she's breaking out the sneaking fundamentals. When she wanted to, stay out late when the circus was at an interesting location and she wanted to explore, but her mom had said, like, no, you need to study, you can't. She would sneak out anyway, so, she's keeping her eyes out for things that would creak, and avoiding them. She's sticking to the shadows. She's just fully breaking out the basics, but she's invisible. She's a ghost. Ghost in the Rat.
Ghost in a Rat, my
My
favorite
favorite
anime.
It's the
Yeah.
best anime, Ghost in the Rat.
Me,
You are the
Shane,
Ghost in
and
the
you.
Rat. Are you even in rat
Same for
form?
itself.
No,
you said
she's not in
fundamentals.
rat
You're in
form.
Sophie
She's,
form.
She
she's
doesn't
just,
need to.
she doesn't need to.
Doesn't need it.
Doesn't
So,
need it.
You see your opening. She is immersed in this spell book. Kit doesn't notice you come up the stairs at all.
I'm the way I'm seeing it in my mind's eye is there's like a flickering candle that she's got at the desk, and it as Con is like ever so slowly approaching, it's casting the shadow onto the wall of Con's silhouette looming over
Bigger
her.
and bigger and bigger.
Mm-hmm. And then
yes, go ahead.
yeah, she just she grabs the back of her dress and just stabs into her back.
I love it.
Yes.
She's already ready for it, so give her the business.
You got it.
This is SEAL Team 6 levels of.
Seriously, that is a hit, not a
Even
crit, but
with
it's
an
a hit.
11, though.
Yeah, even with an 11, that's still pretty great. A lot of
Ooh,
ones.
those ones,
oh, that was so
though.
many ones. So, still a lot of damage. A ton of ones on your first try.
Yeah. I'll
That's not a lot of damage.
Not a lot
not
of
a lot
damage.
of damage. I'll try a second attack.
Okay. Ooh, that's better. Still a hit, not a crit. It would have been better on the first, but a 42 is a hit.
I got an idea though. Even though you're not rolling your damage on this one, I think we have a.
Okay. All right, that's 2 actions. You got one more, and then the
Yeah.
bladed blade if you can sink it.
Yeah, 1 action to shield and
Okay.
bladed blade.
All right, shield is up.
No way.
No, not even close on the bladed blade. So maybe Reese next.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Reese just goes, pops up.
Oops, sorry.
It's a thank you.
I didn't mean to. I meant to move you. I grabbed you by mistake. That's my bad.
Oh, only I do that. I'm the one that moves you guys if it isn't Eli.
Sorry.
My boundaries. Just kidding. So, I channel up my wog.
Mhm.
This time.
Yep.
Poof
2 with your
up.
max.
Yep. So I'm gonna hit 1.
That's a hit still with an F5. Holy
Oh my
crap.
god. Here's another.
That'll also hit. Yeah, so just
So-
hold shift as you drop damage on it.
Shift.
Oh, look at all that. 55 goes through.
Yep.
Because again,
Does she
has-
resist
yeah.
twice to that though? Because it's 2 different attacks.
Oh, that's right. No, it counts as 1 attack. Thank you for reminding me. So I will give her the extra 10 damage. Yeah, I'll give her an
Yep.
extra 10.
Oh,
Alright.
cool.
Good call. No, you're totally right. The
I
log
actually
power,
don't know what I was right about. I was wrong actually, but it reminded
of-
you about something, so that's
Flurry
good.
of blows. The 2 hits, if they both hit, it counts as 1 for
Ooh.
purposes of damage reduction.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Shit.
I didn't
It
know that.
rarely comes up, but it did count.
Cool.
Cool.
And Reese is just gonna take another at his Is
At
it at
your
his
bottom.
medium
Your
or bottom? Okay, ignore that. Let's
It
see.
didn't even roll anywhere.
Oh,
publicly.
okay, good.
Now it's starting to hurt though. That's gonna miss, I'm sure. Yeah, crit miss on that. I think Wasilka's gonna get in on this action.
He purposely
Yeah.
missed, just for show.
So let Wasilka
Imagine
try.
she just runs like wall
Yeah,
runs
she
up the
wall
side
runs.
of the tower.
Because she's not in their shadow, but she is a ghoul or ghast, and she can do so. So she's going to run up with her silver sword and flurry because she's a monk. That will hit. Okay. And let me see. I'm gonna have her roll again because it's a flurry. Still a hit. So I will roll this as a crit. Oh yeah, Zavid, now's your time.
Yeah,
She's down
I
to
come up
43 hit points.
and 3 actions. Yank.
Okay, so I need a 38 fortitude save and a whole bunch of minuses. Oh, it's a net 18. Do you want to burn a focus point to make me roll at disadvantage with lucky git? Because that would be
Yeah.
a success right on the dot.
I think I would like to.
I
do
need to
that,
roll a
so
natural 17 at disadvantage to get this to fail or to succeed it.
Okay.
So
All right, let's
if
do
you burn
it.
a
There's a
focus
chance.
point, there's a chance,
I'll-
but it is
I'll-
not a high chance of me rolling a 17 or higher. Natural 9 for a 29. Yeah, she
Okay.
not critically. So this one, you can tell she's not fully in there yet. And just like a Pokeball, this crystal, the gem, not the one in the center, the one you're trying to stab it, starts to shake. And so, since there's nothing else in combat, it would be next round on her turn. But since there's
Right.
nothing else in combat, she gets another save, but it's an additional -4. So, or I mean -2.
I was gonna ask a couple things.
Mhm.
Does Danny want to try to kill this thing, or do we want to wait around to take this thing out? Also, Veltel.
Oh, that's right.
Because Veltel can also just go right through the floor and probably finish this if she wants.
That's true. Do you want
know
to
what I
just
mean?
kill this child of Urgathoa? Because I forgot that it's a separate thing from the shadow and the creature. You're right.
Yeah, I might need to. We'd otherwise have to wait until I can
Mhm.
rip this off, then kill her. So we might
That's
have a
true.
round where she can retaliate. But
That's
I mean,
true. You would have to have her give a round of retaliation.
So her spirit hasn't been taken yet.
The shadow, but no, not
Gotcha.
yet.
I wasn't
Shadow-
able to just yank the shadow in one swoop. We have to wait around because I'm still fighting with it. So,
Like a fisherman.
are we cool with that?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna say that is gonna give her her attack. So she's gonna, seeing what you're doing, Zavid, she's gonna get a scything blade your way. Wah! Intruders in the palace!
Oh shit.
Natural 5? That is a miss. You are so lucky. 37.
I use her shadow to move her. I do a whip with it, and so as she goes, she misses because it's still connected to her. So I'm just like, nope.
Ooh.
Then she's going to swing with her pallid touch melee hand, just her hand. Natural 17, that is a hit. That would have crit you on her first. Yeah, so she misses with the scythe, but slaps you for a decent chunk, 34 damage, which is actually void damage.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
all negative damage. Oh yeah, you resist negative.
How much?
8 or 9,
I think half my 8 right now.
So give yourself 8 more. Reduce your wounds by 8 for that, and that's
okay.
And then she would have a third one. I think she's gonna try to slice at Khan with the scythe because you did the most damage, but it'll probably miss. At 10, critical miss. That's it. So Zavid, that'll bring it back to you trying to capture her shadow. She gets an extra minus, so I need to.
That
roll
means she's got to roll a nat 20 to
not 20,
not critically fail or to succeed here.
Natural 13. Nope. You clamp down. How do you finalize it? Again, just like a Pokeball.
I think it's less about me in this moment because I take the shot. I finally there we go. Whip it, go into one of the crystals, and I think in this moment, Tesserel can walk up the stairs and have a word before we finish her because that's her spellbook, right?
Tesserel just walks up and says, "You forgot one thing. My notes were the scribblings of a madwoman. You needed smarter partners like these. I'll be taking that. Thank you." And with that, Veltel flies up from beneath and grasps with a scream and grasps at the child of Urgathoa from beneath, which is a critical hit.
Can she go through the back into her chest, grabbing at her heart?
Oh,
and
I love that.
Grabs her heart and squeezes it, ripping it to shreds with her long claws as the child of Urgathoa begins to seize, and then Veltel bursts from her chest like a chest burster from Alien as she flops onto the ground. No more. And Veltel picks up Tesariel picks up her book, wipes off a little bit of purple blood, and says, "I think I'm ready to help now." Slams it shut. And if you have just a little bit more time, I know we're pretty close. You want to just get to the
one more?
Do
we have one more floor?
I have two things I would like to do if that would be
anything
possible.
you need to do before you get there, do it now.
No,
now is the time.
Oh,
so
no.
it's not any buffs or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to have the quickest conversation with Zavid, and then if I can ask for a favor, would you allow me to do something, flavor something about my mother and my auntie?
What about? That depends. What are you doing? Have your conversation with Zavid.
First, as I imagine, we're looking around, getting everything out, and then I look at my grandfather. He's the last person, one of the last people to walk out.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Really fast. This is less important. There are 2 scrolls on the table. One of interplanar travel and one of teleport. So there's 2 scrolls you can pick up.
Oh, absolutely pick those up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Good to have.
So I imagine
Sorry, go ahead.
Zavid and me as the last people that's walking out, and as he's getting ready to walk out, I kind of grab him by the shoulder, and it's I have a question to ask you.
What's up?
You have become quite the skillful whatever you are. Thank you for bringing back my grandfather. It'll make my grandmother very, very happy.
Of course. To tell you the truth, undeath is a sort of, there's always drawbacks. It's one of the reasons why I was concerned when you changed. There are ways to mitigate them, but being not alive means that you lose some of the sensation, the joy of life. I think with time, if he has given himself time to reflect on what he remembers, Caspian will find he feels maybe hollow at times, empty in ways. little bit numb to things, not as empathic or empathetic as he used to be. Maybe certain things that used to, sensations like hot and cold, he's so numb to them. It takes pain, but it also takes away pleasure. He's happy to help us right the wrongs of his family, but I think he might eventually choose death because he knows that this is, in the words of samurai, a perversion. But not until he reunites with your grandmother, I believe. I'm glad to give him that opportunity, but I know that a lot of times those who do not choose this do not want it. And I know you didn't. Above table, I know Danny didn't choose this.
Yeah, Danny didn't choose it.
Ash 100% did.
Danny and Wasilka didn't choose it.
I know that in these instances, there are ways to mitigate the drawbacks, and I am here to help however I can help you not feel those drawbacks so strongly.
Thanks, Sabine. My question, favor, plea, as she watches, like, the others get ready to go to, like, descend up to the stairs and whatnot.
Yeah, you can be walking and talking.
My mother's body was never found.
Yes.
If we was to find it, I don't know how, when, where, but if we was to find it, would you try to bring it back, even just long enough for me to give her an actual goodbye?
Here's what I can do. I cannot devote more magic to the raising of undead right now, or even speaking with the dead. I have to save my resources for the coming challenge. Should we survive, when, I should say, we survive this encounter, if we are able to rest, I can regain my faculties. I promise to at least grant you an audience with your mother's spirit. Not merely to speak with her corpse like we did with your father, or your grandfather here, but I can establish a connection to her wherever her soul is. You can get her, talk to her yourself. If she wants to come back, it is her decision to do so, and then I will do what I can. If she decides to stay where she is, you'll at least have the closure of a final conversation. Would that be all right?
Thank you, Zavid. Yes.
Of course.
And she'll walk out. Now, my question to you, DM, is the necklace that she has.
Yes.
What if there was a very small diary that my mother used to write in when she was a young girl that may have spoke of a sister but never Urgathoa, never spoke her name, nothing like that. And for so many years, Danny wondered but never really pondered much about it. What if the locket she has is from Urgathoa to Danica?
I like that.
I like that flavor.
That's very, very good retconning that doesn't harm the overall narrative. I'm okay with that.
So, you remember where you were saying when you walk up the stairs, you have to be undead.
Yes.
She will relate us to the...
In fact, I can show that locket. I made that ages ago. That's not
There's... Now all of the pieces have come together. And, the statue that everyone has to devout something to. I would like... Oh, so I was going to say...
Okay, if you want to try, you can try. I have a way to get around it if you don't want to do that, but go for it.
I would like to go up the stairs and then take off the locket and devout it and give it like as a devout gift to Urgathoa, and I like to see what happens.
What do you say? And you can put yourselves just to the right on the L3, I guess. That's on the original map. I didn't add that.
I'd like to think maybe even Urgathoa could possibly hear this. I don't know if she can. I hope she can. But if she can, I would send a prayer the same way she would send a prayer to Saren Ray or the other guy.
Zonkuthon.
Yep, can't remember that.
Shelin or Zonkuthon.
Zon. We're gonna call him Zon.
Zon.
The same way that she.
Zonchalin.
Zon Shelin. That's the Benefer.
So the same way she would send a prayer to one of them when she needs it. She's gonna do one to Urgathoa.
Okay. As you say your prayer to Urgathoa and you said you place the necklace down in front of the statue?
Yeah.
As you do, it glows a sickly green, and then the stairway above the shimmering the shimmering force field begins to shimmer the same green, and then you begin to shimmer the same green.
So you may pass.
Is there any way I can flavor it to ask passage for the rest to be followers of Urgathoa?
That would require some religion checks, and I know you're garbage at those.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say no on that one. Everyone will need to figure out a way to express their devotion and love.
I say, why don't you go sneak ahead to just get a look at what's up there, and you can tell us what's beyond that veil, that I have something to get us through here.
Okay. So she will
Hopefully.
go
Whoop, I
up
didn't
the
mean to put all
stairs.
three of you.
Is there any way that, like, they could see through my eyes? Is there any kind of thing?
Kind of
I
scrying.
did have. If I went downstairs and used a focus point to make myself undead and then use the scrying thing, I could do that. But I'm trying to save my points.
Also that. But you walk up the stairs, and the stairs feel as though they are getting taller with each step taken. Finally, after what feels like ages, they come to an end in a glowing green circular room. A large green orb floats 3 feet above the ground to the south. Wispy green flames flicker and reflect the faces of the damned dancing around the orb. And I would need a either Arcana, Occultism, Nature, or Religion, publicly DC 40 to know more.
Okay. Let's see.
Or you could go down and tell them what you saw.
I'm gonna do a nature.
Okay. Any of the 4 knowledge, magic knowledges.
Ooh.
Not quite enough. No, you see a burning orb, green flame, and green spirits dancing around it. Unsure of what it does.
Do I want to use a hero point? I'm gonna use a hero point.
All right. Then, yeah, still DC 40. So you need 15, I guess?
Okay. Let's see. So, nature, arcana.
You can give yourself guidance for a +1.
Cool. I will take whatever I can get.
It wouldn't have helped on that last one, but
No, it's fine.
might help on this one.
I'm gonna take is it occultism one?
Any of the 4 magics, yeah. Occultism, Arcana, Religion, Nature. Ooh, that's much better. 44. That is a success. So with your hero point, you recognize that this is a teleportation orb, but it's tuned to divine magic, so only a divine caster can activate that teleportation orb. Which you happen to have one, thankfully.
Is there anything else up here?
No, just the blue dancing flaming orb. Green, I'm sorry, not blue.
I relay all of this back down to all 3 of them.
You have message, so you can do that without having to go back down even.
Okay.
So Zavid, you now know there's a teleportation orb that only you can activate.
I'm going to move up to this sort of warded off path. It's acting as, even though it's a statue, it's acting kind of like a doorway, locking us off from going ahead. I use a rare spell on the domain or divine list called Return to Essence. It's a
7th level, but I've prepared it at 8th. So I am going to unravel the magic of a spell or magical effect that affecting a container, door, or lock, converting its energy into something I can repurpose to power my own spells. I attempt a counteract check, 8th rank, against the target or magical effect. If I succeed, I recover its energy, restoring one of my expended spell slots of 4th level or lower.
Hold up.
Counteract,
So 8th rank?
Yes, so a failure would be rolling a 13 to a 14. A success would be a 17 to an 18, and a critical success would be a 21 to a 22. And it's just a wisdom check. There's no skill on this.
So what is the regular success you said?
Regular success would be 17 to 18.
17. Okay, so I have DC set to 17. So go ahead and roll that wisdom. You can give yourself guidance, I guess.
Yeah. Now it says here, I can counteract the target if its counteract rank is lower than the effect of my counteract
It's not.
rank.
You need
it's
to
not
roll.
lower than 8.
No.
Do I know what its effect is? It's a 9, so I have to get a success or
You
higher.
have, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with guidance,
'Cause
you
it
need a
says
17.
No more than 1 higher for a success, so success would work. All right. Can anybody help me with this? Is there a way that they can aid me on this check?
Is anyone wise? Does anyone have at least a +3 to wisdom? I
No.
know
Cassian.
Cassian
Don't think so.
Tessariel, perhaps she got her spellbook
should.
back and she's.
Caspian.
Nope.
Should.
I have
He's a,
only a
he's a
+2.
druid. Yeah. Caspian has a
+2.
+5, and Tessariel, she has a +1. So only the Hierophant. He'll
Okay.
come up to you and say, I think we can will our ways through this. So let me see. Well, he rolled a 24. So I want to see what yours is with a +1, and we can average it or something.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
give yourself a plus, and you just need a 17.
All right.
And actually, he had
might,
guidance too, so his was a 25.
And I might use Lucky Get.
Yeah, just for a focus point.
So maybe. Would you have to do it beforehand or
No,
after?
you
We've
can
been doing
call it after. We've been doing it after. It's fine. Look at that.
Yo!
Plus 25, it averaged as a 25. So yeah, you absolutely nail it. What do you do to overpower this thing?
I feel it almost pressing against it like an invisible, like plastic sort of shield kind of thing. But then I, focusing all of my sensation onto the fingers that are touching this, the tips. I try to rip it, and it absorbs the energy into me, and I gain a 4th level slot back.
Hell yeah, that's great.
And I think I can either do fly for 5 minutes or restoration. I think I'm going to do restoration
You should
because I
take
don't have any
restoration.
more. Just
A
in
hand
case.
comes out from the ceiling and whispers to you, "You should take restoration."
Restoration, because I have no other restorations ready, so
Yeah.
this will be good. And that
the force field is
depowers
gone.
it, yeah.
So you were able to go up and make it to the tippy top floor.
Hell yeah! And I lose an 8th level slot and gain a 4th level back. That's fine by me. All right.
Yeah, that was worth it. So, Zavid, while I fix the map, what do you do? Because all it said is you just need a divine spellcaster to get everyone to teleport through here, and you're all going to disappear off the map.
Okay.
Before we go,
Can I close it?
Yes.
Before
Before you go.
I am going to now cast some spells that are 10 minutes. Because I know that beyond this, we are going to fight for our lives.
Yep.
Yes.
I have 26 wounds. I'd like to do a medicine check on myself. Could I do that to treat
Absolutely.
wounds?
You're an expert, right?
I am an expert.
DC
so let's
of
see.
20. So ignore if it says failure or whatever. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a critical, so that's 48 plus 20, I think.
All right. As long as I roll 6 or more on these.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah.
So I just treat my wounds to get back to full. Okay. Now that I've done this,
Does anyone else need wound healing?
I don't
Yeah.
think so. No.
Nope.
No?
everybody's full. Okay.
All right.
Here we
so
go.
what do you do, Zavid?
Con, you're going to get a 3rd rank heroism. You have a status bonus, an increase to your initiative, to your attack rolls, perception. I guess perception is an issue. Whatever. Yeah, a +3 bonus to attack rolls, perception checks, saving throws, and skill checks. Anytime you're rolling a d20, you get a +3 essentially.
Wow.
It says perception checks and skill checks, which is kind of funny. So basically, +3 to everything. That's for Con, because I know you explode every time you deal damage. Reese, you're getting a second rank. You're getting a +2 to all of your checks, and attacks and saves. And then, Danny, you're getting a +2 as well. You're all three of you getting heroism for 10 minutes. So when we go through there, it's on. We're fighting. We have 10 minutes to wrap it up. So I've spent all of my 9th level slots. I've spent all of my 6th, 5th, and most of all my 2nd level. So I'm pretty low right now on slots, but I still have with me some 7th level spells prepped. I've got Restoration now back at 4th level. And I've got 6 harms as well as did I use a focus point? Oh, this was a question I need to ask you. I know that I had a max of 2 focus points before.
No, you got 3.
We're all at 3.
You're all
Does
at
it
3.
like go? Okay, sweet. So
you got it from when you got your 2nd Wog power. Everyone got an extra focus point.
So I used one to fuck up the 3rd child's save. So I'm down 2. That sucks. I kind of don't want to be down 2.
You could rest for 10 minutes before you do all of this and before you go up.
Before I cast these spells, I'll say that.
Because you're doing the medicine check.
You're
doing the medicine anyways. You're having to rest anyway.
So we'll say there was a refocusing happening during that time. So now I'm back to 3. All right, so then I cast these spells. I've got everything that I can cast. And I say, we must be quick, quiet, and deadly. There is no room for error, no room for failure. We are about to kill a god. Shadow first.
She shakes Zavid's hand and says, "We didn't have it any other way."
All right. This is
I
so
wouldn't
cool.
I wouldn't die with anyone else but you guys. Can I add lingering composition to this?
Yeah, that's an in-combat thing. But yeah, you definitely do the lingering composition. Actually, no, that's 4 rounds. Yeah, let's do that for sure. So that's going to be everybody, actually, in your group. So let me find that in your character sheet. Inspire courage. Roll publicly a performance. You need a 36, I believe. Yes. Sorry, 17. Sorry, my hands are shaking. I'm nervous. 36. So roll a public performance, Danny. Not great. But still, it'll linger for 3 rounds, just not 4.
Can I use...
Or you could hero point or whatever.
Don't hero point this.
Yeah, don't hero
No.
point.
This is
no.
okay to roll in that one on. We can get
it
rid
out of
it
the
with
system.
that one here. All right. Well, we go through and you lingering. What is it called? Lingering.
Inspire courage with the lingering performance. So I
Gotcha.
It should be. Yep, that is given it to everybody.
All right.
Yes.
This is it, guys. Moment of truth.
Seriously, Danny. I need to untarget everybody because that is horrible on my screen. There we go. So much better. All right. What do you do to start this off, Zavid? What do you do to activate the orb?
After getting these spells out, and Danny's about to inspire courage, I know that this death is willed by Cabreri. I call upon Cabreri, basically a small prayer that says, "My Lord, the time is now. We need you to get us there, and let him guide us to where we need to be."
Go with my blessing.
The orb splits like an egg, and a large portal opens in front of you of green flame. Doors, 2 massive carved double doors open, In front of you on the floor is a carving of a Medusa, snake hair on the ground. 2 curved stairs go up to a landing, and in front of you is another stair connected to that landing with 3 war daemons upon it. And far in the back, upon a throne hewn of the crystalline souls of 1,000,000 damned, is the shadow of Urgathoa, lights void, beautiful as the night. And everyone, roll initiative.
Oh shit.
Remember the heroism we have.
Yes, I've
Plus
given
2
it.
for all.
I've
Cool.
put it on there. Con, do you want to give your WOG power?
Oh, absolutely.
So I need Con to target everybody.
Oh wait, you
Oh
targeting.
yeah, hold up on that. Con, this. All of these initiatives need con magic, and then that's on. I think the very bottom. Nope, not at the very bottom. Should be right there. The best. All of you get that, and it should be more than. No, it's 9, I think. There we go. And 10 hit points and initiative +4. So go ahead and roll your initiatives, everybody. Who was it that just
Okay.
rolled?
I rolled a nat 18
Okay.
for 44,
All right.
so 48, I
you should be
guess.
48. Let me find you. There you are. 48. All right, everyone else go ahead and roll.
With a +2, or is it already added?
Nope, it's already added.
Are we finishing up
Yes,
after rolling
yes.
initiative?
Just
Okay.
initiatives.
Can I roll stealth initiative?
Yes.
Oh, can I do that too? Can I take that back?
Sure, yeah.
It might be worse. You never know. Or not.
It was slightly better there, Reese.
Slightly better.
Oh,
Yeah. All right, but I think this is where we're going to stop for today.
Sounds
Oh my God,
great.
you're finally there.
Oh my
You're
God.
within
Oh my
the-
gosh.
Next time, everyone, we hope you'll join us
Oh my
when Lux Et
God.
Umbra finally confronts Light's Void, the shadow of Urgathoa herself, to take out the shadow of a god. Please join us. We'll hope to see you then. Bye, everybody.